Welcome to another episode of Outlaw Radio, live from the basement, live from the Chocolate City Studios in beautiful Northwest Milwaukee. I am Kevin Barnes, the mayor of Chocolate City, militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer. A little sad, a little somber, a lot of bad news, a lot of bad things to discuss, but these conversations are necessary. So, welcome to the show. And in the meantime and in between time, I got my partner with me, Mr. Carter. What's popping with you, bruh?
But Sheezy, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor, your holistic health and wellness coach, Mr. Kamar Carter. I'm also the one who brings you nature, nature, herbs and supplements, and vitality. If you ain't had it, you better get it. Kev, what's happening with you?
It is all good on a Monday night. Like I said, it's live from the basement. This is what we do on Monday nights on the People's Network. Then we do the Big Black Sports Show tomorrow night with my brother, Coach Tank, Larry Purdue. A lot to talk about on there as well. Come back on Wednesday night, do Outlaw Radio again, and then sometimes we close the week out with Outlaw Nation. We got a full tilt this week because I have some great guests coming in this week, and I'm not going to tell y'all who they are. You'll see it. You'll see it. It's what we always do because what we try to do is encourage and endorse anything that's positive and progressive in the community. If you want to do business, if you have a small business, you don't want to pay tremendous amounts of money and try and promote it, holler at us. We can do banners, we can do commercials, we can do a bunch of different things. We have some capabilities. So get with us, man. Get with us. Teamwork make the dream work. But I always have to start the show off kind of like on Mondays, just the reality of coming off the weekend. And unfortunately, with my little condolences and prayers up segment of the show this week is really, really thick. First, I want to say prayers and condolences to the families of the 10 people who were killed in Buffalo, New York. From what I'm being told, the majority of which were black and intentionally targeted. I'm going to talk about that. And then I extend myself to the amount of people in Milwaukee who have been victims of violence. 18 people dead in a 15-day span here in Milwaukee. We'll talk about what transpired downtown at the Fiserv in the Deer District, or as they call it now, the Fear District. But it's important to say, God bless the dead, and nobody, any of the victims, good journey. You never disrespect the dead. So we got to get that up, man, and it's very sad that we're in a situation right now where this violence. I mean, it's not even summer yet, right? It's not even summer, and we know how summer is, right? Like in the hood, you know how summer is, but it's not even summer yet. We're gonna talk about some stuff tonight. What's the plan? Kamar, we always have these incredible coincidences. And we just had this show last week where we talked about the attitude in the community, right? I have to give myself a lot of credit for saying on that show very clearly that even when you want to be happy in Milwaukee, when you try to exist in a positive vibe, I'm just going to live my life and have a good time. You're doing good. You go somewhere, you're smiling. There's a bunch of people here who exist to fuck your day off. I don't want him smiling. What the hell he's so happy about? She thinks she cute. So they take it upon themselves to do a bunch of antisocial shit. And so this is what we were talking about on the show last Wednesday when I said, I can't calm down until the community calms down. Remember that conversation? So I have to give myself a lot of credit for being the one to say that. Um, Not that I'm prophetic or
Hey,
anything.
Kev.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, but do you stop and just stay in the house now? Like, don't live your life, don't enjoy life, don't get out no more. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. It's a peace of mind. You still got to be able to have a peace of mind to be able to enjoy life too. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do got to be cautious about all those people that's coming out like just for destruction and shit like that. We got to be cautious. We got to be ready for them. But you know what I mean? We still got to have a peace of mind or have peace in mind enough to be able to still go have a good time, man, and enjoy your life.
No doubt. no doubt. I totally agree. But just that dark cloud, that dark energy, that spirit of contempt that's in our community is something else we discussed on that show last week. Go back and watch it. So, damn, first of all, it's funny, and I think a lot of people kind of took it as, oh, they clowning or whatever. But there's a lot of truth to be told sometimes in a good ass joke. Shout out to
Right.
Paris and Sean. He said, "Peace, Outlaws." His brother Shay and Kruma from Frontline Black News and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. What up, my brother? I see Stephanie Bowles in the chat room. She said, "Good evening. What's going on, my sister?" So yeah,
Peace.
man. So like we talk about on the show all the time, we talk about the violence in Milwaukee in the black community. It's nothing new, by the way. We have to understand that it's nothing new. And this is what frustrates me the most in that I keep saying we suffer from the same issues over and over again. And so
It looks
when we
like
talk
it's fair.
about when we talk about okay, so what's to be done? Now we have a black mayor, we have black police, we have a black sheriff, we have a black city attorney. First time in the history of our city. Shout out to Chantel Gwen. I see you in the chat room, sis. Um, so now let's turn to these black men and say, earn your money, man. Come up with something. Like because and we'll talk about what happened at the Fiserv, right? The first reaction was to impose a curfew. We're gonna talk about that. What's going on, Rail? What's happening with you, bro?
Chilling, man. Just happy to be here, man. How y'all doing?
Man, we're good. We're good. We're good.
That's good.
Had to give up those condolences and those prayers for those victims of that shooting in Buffalo, which were black people who were intentionally targeted by a white supremacist.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Yeah.
again, I'm seeing more and more reasons to never leave home without it. Right? Like I said, I can't calm
Exactly.
down till the world around me calms down. Right? Like I
Exactly.
can't get out of fight mode because everywhere I go, this is on and popping. So y'all call in, leave your comments in the chat room. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. You never tuned in before. This is the People's Network. It's myself, Kevin Barnes, the mayor of Chocolate City, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, the Ghetto Witch Doctor, Mr. Mark Carter, the proprietor and owner of Nature's and Herbs and Supplements, and then we got right. We got a big black hippie on the show, right? Like so, that's how he defines himself, right? What's going on, man? How you feeling tonight?
Hey, man. I did that yard work yesterday, and it's reminding me I actually got allergies, man. I got to get my local honey and my nettle tea to get these allergies calmed down.
Okay, yeah, yeah, it's that season, right? It's that
Yeah,
season.
it
Hey, I think
is.
I think I got nettle growing in my garden already.
Oh
You know, the
shit. Okay.
people that was living there before me,
Yeah.
they had a lot of herbs. They had a big herb garden there.
Oh, that's fly as
So
hell.
a lot of herbs already that's growing, you know what I mean? Like a perennial herbs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Growing naturally in there. So when I chopped the stuff down, I just chopped enough down that I wanted to put some food in.
Right. Right.
I still got a lot to inspect over there in the yard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It might be some hidden gems in that mug.
Yeah.
I told y'all before. Y'all make sure y'all hit up Kamar when you got these little sniffles and snafus and all this kind of stuff. The holistic lifestyle is what his specialty is. He'll concoct you some witch doctorness. That's why I call him the ghetto witch doctor. And it's a play on words. He's not actually a voodoo shaman. Or then again, he might be. Who knows, right? Like,
Oh, let them think what they want to think. I like it.
Papa Shango.
right. The voodoo shaman. Right? Catch him while
Hey,
riding down
'cause
the
look,
street, beads
I
around his.
mean, you look at it like this, right? You say the witch doctors, what did they do? They had the herbs and stuff to heal the
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just in a different time, and and the culture was a little different, you know. And
Right.
now in this day of time, you look at me, I'm what they look like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movement. It's a movement. A lot of people are engaged in it, and I'm glad. I'm glad that there's some balance to what's going on because, like right now, okay, so I'm upset about. Let's lay this out. I'm upset
Yeah.
about what happened in Buffalo, right? I'm
Yeah.
upset. I'm upset that this white supremacist with nigger wrote on his gun and he's live streaming and he goes in, he targets out elderly black people as well are among the victims, right? I'm upset about this. But I'm also equally upset about the people who were shot down, the 3 or 4 people who were killed over the weekend here in the city. I'm also upset about that. So let's put to bed the argument that black people ain't never mad when they kill each other. But if one let a white man kill one of them, then they pissed off. Let's put that to bed. I'm as equally frustrated with both of them, right? And like I said, you nowadays you damn near have to invest. We talk about self-care. Part of
Yeah,
self-care is self-preservation, right?
exactly.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I'm not saying being a cowboy or vigilante or anything of that nature. I'm saying being prepared, right? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I knew I was going to eventually get that out. But yeah, so that's what it's more of a justification now. Then we run into the fact that Kev, the fact that you want to be out here with a gun, or that you're saying that you endorse the carrying of firearms, and we need to reduce that because here come a crazy motherfucker with an M16 who's gonna go in the grocery store. See, this is the arguments that we have back and forth with how we protect what's ours, man. So I just want people to know, as a black man and as a community, we're equally frustrated about both. So it's not just, oh yeah, the white man did it, but a lot of other black men did it too, up here, right? So
Yeah.
I feel some kind of way about that, and I feel like without real planning, we're doomed. And I'm not saying it now. From what I was told, what happened at the Fiserv Center, this was the result of some behavior by some really, really aggressive young people. This is what I'm told, y'all. Now, if you got more information out there, let me know how you feel. What I was told was there was a bunch of young people who perpetrated these shootings. Now, also was sent a photograph, and I'm not showing it because I don't know these individuals. I have no legal rights to the photograph. I'm not going to put, they might have just been some young brothers who's down there. But reportedly, there was a lot of young black males dressed in all black with ski mask on and like shades on, right? And like I have this photo. I can send it to y'all individually. I just want to have somebody's son on here. People, oh shit, that's my cousin. You better take that shit down. Um, but supposedly it was these young people. So I'm saying to myself, I'm no genius. I'm no law enforcement expert. I'm no security expert. But if I'm a security guard and I see a bunch of dudes wearing ski masks, we're not talking about COVID mask. And if that's your excuse, I would say, well, no, let me get you a COVID mask and you take the ski mask off and you can't be down here, right? There should have been so much law enforcement down there with 11,000 people that it should have been ridiculous. So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the white supremacists, and I'm saying some of this shit look a little bit staged to me. I've been hanging around y'all too much. What's going on, Courtney?
How
Hey
you
man,
doing?
I feel the same way.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. Just talking about. Well, we started off by discussing the mass shooting of the brothers and sisters in Buffalo. I'm talking about Fiserv right now, and what actually happened, because I don't know if this was a shooting between two groups of people or individuals. Anybody got any kind of info on what really went down there besides what I've heard?
I don't know. I heard right away. They said it was two people got into it about the Bucks and the Celtics. That's what I
Okay.
heard. One thing, you know what I'm saying, but we still don't know.
Okay.
Mm.
I know one of the funniest things was the two white dudes who was rolling on the ground.
Seen that.
Oh
Seen that.
Look, and we jumped on that, all of us. We jumped on it. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
First of all, if you think that black people are the only ones that commit crimes or civil disobedience or whatever, you've never watched the NHL championship or how the college baseball World Series, where white dudes go out and go ham, turn over cars, all kinds of shit. They do all kinds of wild. They tear the whole town up.
Yeah.
So if you're under the assumption that it'd be alcohol and beer and all this involved, and white people weren't going to be involved in the shenanigans, you're an idiot. So but it was funny to see these two drunk white boys rolling on the ground, and it's like, yep, I'm waiting on one of y'all to say something about blaming us, because we all know as soon as you heard it, you're like, oh, them. What everybody said collectively was, oh, them niggas went down there tripping, right? Oh,
Right.
we just knew it was us. We just knew it was some of us. But I asked this question as well: who's going to the Deer District to watch the game with a pistol? This goes back to this attitude we was just talking about, Rail, on the show.
That's me.
I
So
would be
you
down there with a
I
pistol.
go everywhere with a pistol. What do you
okay?
mean? Everywhere. Like literally everywhere. I'm the person in the grocery store with the pistol. If they get to shoot in the grocery store, guess who got the gun? I'm shooting back.
Exactly.
That's
If more
me.
people was busting back, I think less people would have got hit.
You don't
Like,
think more people would have been dead if it was more people busting back?
nah. This
Dude had
dude,
full body armor. Cause I sure was thinking ain't nobody shoot back, but that's fucked up. You get to shooting back, and this motherfucker got helmet on and everything. You're like, God damn it.
yeah.
Oh man, what's going on with you, Tiarsha? Tiarsha Earth in the chat room.
Good evening.
Hey, Tiarsha, how are you?
Hello to everybody that's just tuning in. Okay, so so when I ask that question, I'm saying you taking your gun for protection, right? But to me, the average person, I'm going to the Bucks game. I'm not gonna grab the strap when I'm going, or I'm going somewhere that's supposed to be fun, or if I'm going out to the bar and I'm like, now I do know
Man.
when we
I
get
take
ready
my
to go out,
gun.
they say I'm gonna bring my pistol. We'll keep it in the car. But I've never been that dude. So I'm like, why you bringing a gun to a watch to the Deer District watch party? And
That's what my people
obviously,
say to me. We go places and they fuck around and check, and I'm like, oh shit, let me put my gun in the car then. They like, damn, everywhere? You gonna bring it everywhere? And I'm like, yeah, yes.
I
I'm the
mean,
person that's gonna save us. Yes, that's me.
people went grocery shopping and felt they didn't need a pistol to go grocery shopping. And somebody came in playing
very
Doom and
true.
shit, Call of Duty.
Very,
Like, you know.
that is very true. That's a very good point.
I mean, even if you got body armor, if 5 motherfuckers shooting back at you, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna rethink some shit. You're gonna use that armor to get out safely.
Yes.
I don't think you're gonna keep running full charge with 5, 6 motherfuckers shooting at you.
So hold on now. Okay. So now we cooking with grease. Okay, because we're saying
Okay.
if we saying okay, well I'll take my strap to the grocery store, and if some of those people had been armed, they could have deaded the situation. I totally agree with you in that regard, that it's okay if you feel like I'm going to take my gun for protection. Let me rephrase the question then.
Right. I mean,
So
I
I mean,
wouldn't.
it's what kind of
Yeah.
person that's on it? Like, I'm going down here to shoot me a motherfucker.
Okay,
Because I
see,
feel
that's
like
different.
neither one of y'all is showing up at
Oh
the
no.
No, I definitely just got my gun, but no,
I
I'm not
mean,
planning
it's just
on.
right.
Hope
So it
not to
just so
use
happened
it.
to be in your bag. But oh, it's a good thing I got this. Not I
yeah.
was waiting on this, or oh, that go the motherfucker who I got into it with. I got a
Nah.
bright
Like this
idea.
white nigga.
Right. I'm about to just open up with 11,000 people. Like, this is almost too easy. I feel like this is too easy. Like, this is like grade A. And then at the same time, the coincidence is some random dude walks in a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. Apparently there's no security guards.
It was.
Was it? Did he kill a security guard?
That's the person that was shooting
Yeah.
back. He did.
Yeah, that's the person
Okay.
that shot back and got killed. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If more people was able to give him backup
Yeah.
or something.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for correct. You know, I'd be quick to be like, what no goddamn.
Yeah.
You don't
But
want no false narratives out there, right?
don't New York got like I thought guns, you couldn't have guns in New York or some shit like that. Don't they got strict gun laws?
There's
Oh,
very strict gun
shit.
laws in New York, but Buffalo is in upstate New York, so it's not New York City per se. And
Okay.
I don't know what the because you talk about a place that's kind of like in a rural kind of part of this, like it's like Wisconsin, like where you have Milwaukee, but you got
Right.
hick towns all around you. It's pretty much rural when you get outside the city.
Right.
But I don't know. Once again, if somebody's out there, 262-202-5131, Outlaw Radio on a Monday night, live from the basement, hit us up. The chat room is on deck as well, so you can comment if I don't want nobody to hear my voice. But if you can spell, then you could don't put no shit in the chat room and it's misspelled and all messed up. So I put it on the screen and I'll give people your phone number. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so the strategy that was employed by our mayor, the first black mayor in the history of the city, the first elected black mayor, he puts out a curfew for parts of downtown. Yeah, once again, y'all correct me if I'm wrong about this. For parts of downtown for young adults, 17, what was it?
21 and younger, I think.
Okay. I just felt like this whole city has been on fire. I just told you 15 people died in 13 days. Why did you just put a curfew on downtown? Why wouldn't this be a citywide curfew? And I'm not talking about martial law. Before we get, motherfucker, why wouldn't you put a citywide curfew and come out with an established campaign to combat violence? I feel like this makes me nervous about his leadership. Like, I don't see it. It makes me say I'm not seeing it, cuz. So like, y'all, what y'all think about this curfew that he put out?
I mean, but look what he did with the money for the reckless driving. The ship went straight downtown. So it seems like that's all he's concerned with. Downtown, to make sure downtown is straight. Fuck everywhere else.
That's the
downtown.
money maker.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if I was the only one who was feeling that kind of energy, right? Like, cause I'm like, what's up with that? Like, what is it with downtown? What is that about?
Yeah.
Stephanie Poe said the police should have killed the white boy at the grocery store. Well, we know if he's a brother in this situation,
Shit.
they've been known to send a remote control bomb or two after a brother who go on a shooting spree.
They probably took this dude to McDonald's like the rest of them
Mm.
after they
You
go
never
mass
know,
shooting
right? Like
sprees.
it's
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. So is this a call to once again, remember on our last show when I said this energy has to be met with equal force, right? And I
Hmm.
said, so now I would encourage us to maybe we're gonna have to go out here and show these people we're not scared. But at the same time, I'm not endorsing black people to get out in the street and go to having gun battles. Especially when we start talking about the obvious perpetrators of this. There has to be some sort of conspiracy behind this thing in Buffalo. Like he has to have people who supported him. There's a group, there's a network he's connected to. He maybe he is just a lone gunman. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all theories is on this because I'm looking at all of it as ridiculous. The only way I can alleviate stress is to just talk about it, right? Like, so y'all tell me
my
what you think.
my theory might be too off the wall, but
They be having networks of people and connections and whole, the internet, man. Them motherfuckers be, and unlike black folks, they be connected and together and unified.
And able to get away with it, apparently. I
Yeah,
mean,
that too.
that's the one thing they have over black groups because they just as dysfunctional, but somehow, some way they slip through the cracks, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, oops, we didn't see that. That's always laughed at the whole concept of J. Edgar Hoover saying that the biggest threat to this country is the unity of black people. Bro, you got
right.
whole gangsters with machine guns shooting each other down, controlling gambling, drugs, controlling the pictures of you and Clyde or what have you, allegedly.
Right.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, man. That's why I say how much of this is set up? What part of this is like, okay, this is how we gonna lay it down? Or is there a part of this to say we put some provocateurs downtown? Has anybody been arrested for the Fiserv thing? Once again, I'm in need of education. Has
I think
anybody
it's
been arrested?
so was the Pfizer thing and the Water Street thing two different things? I feel like it said a couple people was arrested, or were those were two different things?
Okay, so where was it? All I saw is I saw different footage. The people initially running, I thought that was the shooting, right? I seen the bullet hole, so
No,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
asking. Was it just one big shooting or was it two different incidents down there? Because I heard that people got arrested, I guess on Water Street. Maybe they said 11 people.
Okay, I think it was the one shooting incident. I think because of the area where it was at was in the Bouchard. Well, I said Bouchards. What used to be Bouchard. You know how old I am. What used to be Bouchards, right? Like I think it was. I think this was one. The shooting was one lone incident. I think. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I.
think they were saying like three. I think they said like three people got shot earlier or something in that area,
Okay.
and then I think 17 got shot downtown.
But they all got.
Yeah, I think they said somebody got shot by the I don't know how many. It may have been two or three people by Pfizer Forum got shot, and then a little while later, around the corner on Water Street is when everybody else got shot.
Okay. So it
And
started
then
in one
in the
place.
last, and that, yeah, but it really they said they don't think they was connected. These
Okay.
was just separate incidents. You know what I'm saying? They was just separate incidents. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because I like to I'm thinking about now. I got to start saying how does this happen in a place that should have the most cameras at anywhere in the city at the time. We talking
You would
about
think.
once again what kind of
Well,
protocol
yeah,
protect
hey, but
people
you
from
know, they also said my bag, but they also said they had at least 10 people was arrested.
right?
At last I heard, they had 10 people in custody. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking, man. You know, this is downtown. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
They even
that's
had the
right.
one dude. They had the one dude who got shot. Had the camera on him, so I would imagine the camera had to see the motherfucker that shot him.
Well, see, and this is my point. Like, this is not. That's why I guess and I asked the question maybe in the wrong way when I said, "Who's gonna go down here with a pistol?" Because I'm thinking you should know that this is the goddamn pinnacle of where all the camerization's gonna be at. Shout out to Shannon Trainer. She said, why did he apologize? Why he apologized to the white guy if he wasn't being supported by someone? There is the story of him. Part of his feed was he had to, and we're talking Buffalo now. We're talking about the shooter in Buffalo. He
Okay.
pointed his weapon at the white guy and apologized to him and said, "Man, I almost killed you," but and intentionally went to shoot more black people. Yeah, Tiarsha Arthur's on your heels, Kamar. She said you having issues with your flip phone, so now you got the flip phone tonight.
Hey, look, I know where I'm at. I'm at the crib, right? So I'm downstairs getting my laptop together now. I got you. I got you.
What Tiarsha has taken up that she's the technical director and consultant because she'll get on your ass when your shit's weak, right?
Hey, yeah. She let us know how the sound is. That's the
Right.
sound director.
Right,
Y'all
right.
on some bullshit tonight. Pull your antenna up. You Shannon said, Miss Trainer said that 10 people were arrested, 9 guns were confiscated.
God damn.
9 guns. Can you
Man,
imagine?
I mean,
find
that's one gun per person.
Okay, so that means if you caught 9, if you confiscated 9, how many were there out there? Right? So how many guns was how many armed people was actually down there? Just like, okay, if some shit pop, I'm letting go. This is ridiculous. This is utterly stupid. But you know what? This happens right in the face of this nation. Because the media right now is, it's cameras everywhere, like we state all the time. And people have become their own media outlets. You know what I mean? Like I seen a young brother with a camera. It was for his YouTube feed. He was out there kind of partying. The other thing that I noticed was that the young people down there per se they didn't seem to be scared. They seem to be more celebratory, like it's going down. Like so it says a lot about our youngsters if these are the kinds of things that they really are like, this is a party. This is what it's about. It's we about to have a good time. When I seen that, I said, okay. Now, young people, I get it, but I didn't see any of them concerned. Like even the one brother was just basically standing in the middle of the street with his phone, and it was people just running, thousands of people running by him. He was laughing like, yeah, it's going down here. I seen the girl down there talking about she was drunk, single, young, and drunk, and ready to mingle. Like it was party time tonight. Right. No, it was like, okay, white people, white people were excited. I mean, young people were excited. I blamed it on white people. This one ain't their fault. My bad. She said, Miss Trainer said that Channel 12 was actually live. I bet you it was. It's to watch. This is the biggest thing going in the city, right? Like, and this is the preeminent event in our city.
Right.
And unfortunately, that was the last one that we'll see, and especially in terms of how that was done.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to know, will anybody sue? Because there's like, well, obviously you didn't have the right security protocols in place. Tiarsha Arthur said, yes, it was 10 people arrested, and they are looking for the shooter from the very first one. She said the 2 guys was arguing about the game. One was a Celtics fan and one was a Bucks fan. The Bucks fan shot the guy. Neither one of those idiots are on the NBA payroll, right?
Oh.
Right. Type shit.
True.
People get passionate about them games, man.
Right.
The only way I can see that is if I got some money on it. Otherwise,
not even then. It ain't that serious. Shit, don't
right.
lose.
I'm not gambling nothing I can't lose, but that's the only way I can.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of it is ego too. You know what I mean? I think a lot of ego may have came into that ego and pride.
But they not even playing. How you gonna have?
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's you ain't winning the shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's their ego. Like once you get to the point where they arguing with each other, you know what I mean? That was ego and pride kick in. You know what I mean?
Right, I never understood that. I never understood it.
We'd never be able to understand it.
Right.
I feel like ego's
Yeah.
getting a bad rap. I feel like because okay, hold on, let's talk about ego. Like I feel like, and this is me, Kevin. This is Kevin.
For sure.
I feel like a man has to have a certain amount of ego. Like I don't know how you function as a man if you don't have at least some sort. And I can understand how it can get out of control. Right. I understand how you could get to the point where it pushes and buttons that it shouldn't. I understand that, but I'm saying at minimum you should at least have an ego as a man. It's
Yeah,
directly
everybody
connected to
should.
your
Everybody should. That go with the lower and higher self thing. Like I said,
Right.
we need all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we have to learn how to use it.
it's something
Right. The
else though.
lower self is supposed to serve the higher self. So
Yeah.
Right,
you not supposed to be controlled by your ego.
right,
Your ego is there for you to have healthy self pride to where you don't
right,
let people shit on you.
right.
But it don't supposed to be out of control to the point where you ask hurt about your team losing type
Yeah,
shit.
once again, to me, that's too easy though. That's
Yeah.
too eeasy. That's too easy to say. Okay. So hold on. Here we go. I'm putting this together, right?
Okay,
Like
for
Letterman,
sure.
right?
Okay.
Because we're talking about push, the push for gentrification in Milwaukee. Okay. We talk
Yeah.
about downtown. Let's talk about what downtown actually is. The
Right.
millions of dollars, hundreds of millions, probably in the billions that have been invested in the infrastructure of downtown have not gone to pursue retail things, right? There's not a new mall, there's not a new movie theater, there's no
Right.
stadium besides the Fiserv or whatever.
Right.
Um, the move has been to create luxury condos and high rises and apartments with some luxury hotels, right?
Yes.
That's what they've been investing in, which would
Mm-hmm.
mean that we have to, how do we usher this in? How do we hurry this up? But we're gonna make it seem like this area is totally out of control. The city is totally out of control. We need to push towards redeveloping the surrounding areas. I don't know if you pay attention to how Milwaukee's laid out, but what is the surrounding area of downtown?
The Gatineau,
It's the
hillside,
hood.
hood.
It is the
Yes.
hood, right? Like
Motherfucking hood.
so.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm that's why I say, and maybe I'm going a little too far. Somebody stop me, right? Like I ain't have
Mm-mm.
my
Keep going, Cab.
therapist.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, that sound about
Preach,
right.
See how look,
preach.
they was two Buck. One was a Bucks fan and one was a Celtics fan. Oh yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Right? Like yeah, because yeah, right. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Kamar. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
was just saying preach.
Yeah, I just it's just for me. And then once again, when it's backed by this incident in Buffalo, which we keep saying all the time, that is the white supremacists and white supremacist organizations have penetrated all of the law enforcement agencies that we have. It's in the US military, it's in almost and you historically you have to understand that usually the chief of police was the grand dragon of the clan back in the South. That's why
Right.
we had no justice in
Right.
those communities when they hung and lynched us.
Yeah.
These are all things that feed into our natural distrust of law enforcement and the quote unquote man's law enforcement system, right? So we know that that's never gone anywhere. But I feel like for people, some people might be rocked to sleep by a lot of different shit and feel like, well, we don't need to be paying attention to that because that's not a big thing anymore when it's entirely alive. As a matter of fact, a lot of the murders that have been committed by police have been committed by motherfuckers with ties to white supremacist, kind of right wing, crazy organizations. Some people say left wing. I say right wing. But I'm just wondering, man, because I'm the coinky dink of this, right? Right. And at the same time, we got young kids right now who are basically MPS is failing at a record clip, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Beverly who been on here, Miss Beverly Williams. They have the community takeover of MPS. They're having several events. I put it in the People's News Network. And this is like all happening. It's like the perfect storm for gentrification. A bunch of uneducated, out of control young people, a bunch of disenfranchised, generationally poor adults who don't own anything. Come on, man, let's get them together and move them out here. Y'all come on back down here to the land that y'all ran off on when we passed open housing and black people ran in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always been a plan.
So I'm just saying, I'm asking certain questions of the mayor because his response wasn't like what I thought it would be. I call him Obama zero point 0.2, not 2.0. He's Obama zero point 0.2, right?
Yeah.
We christened him on this show, Obama point 0.2, right? Like so, and so yeah, but his response was, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna protect downtown. This was the message. I know he said what he said, but this is how I heard it. I got like black people ears. I heard shit. I'm gonna protect all this money we done spent down here. Did you see all these fucking bullet holes in these buildings with historic preservations on them? You know how much money was fucked up last night? Oh, you niggas ain't finna be down here, especially you young niggers.
Yep.
I'm putting a curfew on y'all. I got a case
Mm-hmm.
on any some bitch who walking down here by our buildings, right?
Yeah.
The rest of the city, go fuck yourself. I mean, that's how. Okay, he didn't say that, but that's how I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just sound more like Obama.
Yeah.
Right,
You
right,
just said it like Obama would say it.
right.
Yeah.
I'm his anger translator. Like, remember Obama had the anger. Key and Peele would do the anger.
Yeah.
Right. I'm his. So yeah, and once again, I want people to know that I'm one of those brothers who I was actually pulling for the brother. I've had people on here.
You
I've
was,
had
Kev. You
Johnson from
was.
Big
I
Fish.
remember. I remember a couple weeks ago, man. We had our doubts and everything, man. And you was just steady swinging for him, just steady swinging.
I wouldn't call it swinging, pause, because I still care about what people think about me. I know you immune to it, Kamar, but I can't have no unsolicited banging on no outlaw. I can't pause like a motherfucker. I was not swinging in any shape, form, or fashion
Hey,
toward him
hey,
or with
hey,
him.
my bad, man. I ain't in the loop to all the lingo.
Right. No,
Hey,
pause my shit. I ain't even like
I
that.
might say some. Hey, I might say some weird sounding shit and don't even know it. You know what
I'm here for you. I'm here for you, my brother. I'm here for you. But no, I wanted him. I wanted him to succeed because I will always want to see black people succeed. And all the brothers who got those positions, whether they politically we agreed or not, and because I didn't want to label him. We just talked about this with Vince Tony. Vince said, well, he's Uncle Tom. And I said, I think we disrespect Uncle Tom by saying that because he was the good guy. It was Sambo who was the problem. Now, to
Mhm.
call another black man a Sambo is a very serious accusation. And we say, oh,
Mhm.
it just wears. No, it means something. If I
Yep.
call, even when we say this to another brother, you Uncle Tom ass motherfucker, it's like, oh, that's one of them things. It's like a couple things in terms of masculinity. I want to share a little game with y'all. In terms of masculinity, it's some absolute fighting words that you could say to another man can say to another man when you know it's going down. One of them
Right.
is Uncle Tom. The other one is suck my fill in the blank. I know it's just words. It is what it is, but that is laying down the gauntlet for combat. The fuck you just say to me? Come on, man. You gotta go, right? You gotta go. Milwaukee style. So yeah, I just once again, I'm looking at his attention. It seems very Barrett-esque. It seemed like he might be when they said he was a Barrett clone. And I know Abley is kicking dollars and all this guy. See, but even though I endorsed him, I did openly question. Okay, where's this going? What's the vision for my people if dude's in charge? Because you
Yeah.
are who pays for your shit, right? Like we know that you go where the money go, right?
Mhm.
Um, Joe Joe Walker's in the
Fuck the
it's
mayor.
fired now.
That's right.
Joe Walker's in the chat room. He said, "Fuck the mayor, just another corrupt punk." The head counsel is now ex gangbanger. I know him
Man.
personally. The head you talking about the president of the common council, Jose Perez, I think his name is. He said, I lived in the hood for over 30 years and on the south side, City Hall is he lived on the south side. He said City Hall is all corrupt, and from the common council to the fire and police commission. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I think, sometimes you being silent makes you complicit, right? I think if you're in a position where you could affect change and you ain't saying nothing, like,
Yep.
you know, if you got pull
You
and you
part of
watch,
the problem.
yeah. So I'm somewhere and I got a little pull and I'm watching a brother really get stomped, just right, getting hands and feet put on him, and I don't say, man, y'all chill. I'm part of the problem, right? And even
Yeah.
when I was a street dude, if it was a brother who I had respect for, and he might have been on the other side of where I was at, if he was in my neighborhood, I immediately said, bro, you cool over here. I got you, because I can have some effect on this. Now I would have been less than a man to watch him get beat down, and he looking at me like, Kevin, hey man, you got to bounce. You to the point where you'd have to say, hey man, hold on, bro. I said he's good, or man,
Right.
if push come to shove and say, look, man, these dudes tripping. Me and you, we finna get up out of here right now. I'm gonna get you up out of here.
Right.
Right.
It's codes, it's levels, it's all kinds of structure that
It's
used to
all out the door now, man. It's all
yeah.
out the door.
No more.
Yeah.
No more. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm gonna say I don't know if that makes Joe Walker. I don't know if it makes him bad because he's an ex gangbanger. Shout out to all ex gangbangers. Because when you say ex, it indicates that this person chose to make a change, right? So I shout out to all of them. There's a chance that you can reform yourself, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with the South Side at all. Like I don't even. If I don't have to, I don't even drive on the South Side. Like I'm just gonna be
Man,
honest. Go ahead,
right,
keep it full.
right.
Right, sit down, Kev. You don't even drive
Man,
over
shit,
there.
I'm always over there.
Right, swerving and
I'm
swinging all
always on the
around,
south. I
man.
just left the south side a little while ago, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to you, right? And
I mean, I
everybody
want to be
South
back
side
home,
of
so I'm
Highway
just like, damn,
100, down the
damn, Kev.
southeast.
You need to get out more, Kev.
No, no, I'm gonna tell you this too. I had so many clients on the South Side once. I've worked on the South Side through assignment. It's not like I never been, but in my normal everyday life, I don't
Yeah,
usually cross the bridge. I'll get on the
right,
expressway and head west before I go to the South Side. Like I'm good.
right.
I don't, it's just not a spot. Now I would understand in your business, Kamar, that you would say shit. I go over there. Like shit, he call for some goddamn juice
I'm
to tea.
always, I'm damn near every day.
Pull up talking
Hey,
about
damn near every day.
right. Right. Let me see. We got Sean Moore. Shout out to Sean Moore in the chat room. Sean Moore,
What up, Sean?
my brother right there. Sean Moore, neighborhood. He said, I hate to say it. He say, I'm lying. He said Chevy has the same hue. He said, no, I'm lying. Chevy got the same hue. That's it. He said Chevy has some hue, but that's it. How your sorry ass impose a curfew downtown and do absolutely nothing about the consistent murders in the black community. Chevy is the bastard child that buried hid for years.
Damn,
Wow.
damn.
You
Hands
know,
and feet. Right. Once again, people in the chat room, shout out to y'all. Y'all can call
uh,
in 262-202-5131, even if you're on the south side. I don't discriminate. I'm not really I'm just being honest about, because I was born and raised on the north side. I don't we once again my mother would take me, because my mother shopped everywhere. She didn't give a damn. My mother go shopping in Vietnam. If it was a sale, she like,
I'm
you go down there
telling
and get
you,
some of this shit. Like, so I
we there.
right, right. So I've been over there, but it's just when I'm over there, I feel weird. Like I'd be like, nah, this ain't good. I got to get back across.
This ain't good.
Right, right, right. Nah, I just feel funny. He said he walk on every side of town. I get that. A lot of people do. Kamar just said he order some Vitality. Watch his ass pull up. Like, yeah,
Bet you I pull up
pull up.
Man.
Hey, who ordered El Vitalitio?
with the gypsy, my brother.
That was racist. Did y'all hear me with my racist shit? I'm on that bullshit again. Y'all gotta stop me. Sean Moore said, what up? Now, what's up, man? You already know how it is, Sean. Feel free to call in, man. The number's 262-202-5131. It's out already on a Monday night. Live from the basement, pontificating, if you will. He said, say it slowly. I'm getting old. It is actually scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but I will slow it down for my people.
Slow it down, Kev.
262
Yes.
202
Okay.
5131, right? 262 202 5131. Outlaw Radio. He said I'm getting old. I am too, man. I feel the effects of it too. Maybe that's why I'm so peaceful now, because I'm old. You get old, you put that shit down. When you was young, you rode around with 15s in your trunk. Let's see. I think we got my brother on the line. Let me bring him in. What's going on, my brother? Sean Moore? Oh man, I thought I had him. Do I got the caller? Do I got the caller? Do I got the caller? Yep. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
What it do? What's happening, family?
What's
Man,
happening, man?
that was good with
Peace.
Hello.
Oh man, just called in to share some thoughts. Uh, so yeah, I just tuned in, so I really don't know the topic, and I might be off topic, but hey, it's gonna be valid, right?
that's right.
I seen some stuff today. You know, Tracy didn't put some stuff out, and I want to say this, man. I'm so tired of these empty ass ideas, right? These these shallow ass thoughts and shit that these so called leaders continue to propose and put out, man. I mean, so that they can get some more followers and shit. Hopefully, get a grant or something, right?
Okay.
Milwaukee has to come to the conclusion that they're gonna start recycling bullshit. You know what I mean? We recycle the same programs, the same politicians, the same ideas with the same niggas. You know what I mean? And we continue to have meetings on meetings on meetings about meetings that shit ain't gonna get done. We gonna break another record this year, man. And we got the same people out here in the streets talking about they motherfucking leaders, right? Run these motherfuckers up out the city. Run these so-called leaders up out of here, man. For real, man. Start, y'all got an opportunity, bro. Y'all got an opportunity right now to get with these young cats that's out here doing all this mess, and harness that energy, man, in a positive direction, man, and really put something together, man, to change this summer. They can either be a problem or they can start becoming part of the solution. But it's gonna take men, right? And we need sisters, but right now we need men in the forefront. And bro, Milwaukee lacking men. You know what I mean? It's a lot of 65 shit going on around this motherfucker. And a lot of them be out front. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit, all that political shit. We don't need no punks out on the front line because they ain't gonna do shit. But cower back and sell out. So yeah, they can't block me on this show. So that's what I got to say.
Man, it's all love, man. Mike, that's you, Mike. I'm once again, I'm trying to speak Latino. Fuck it. But you're welcome. Your opinion is always valued, my brother. It's straight love,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
It's for
Always.
life. It's for life. But so
for life.
But okay. So I agree with you that we have over the past 20 years, for the lack of better understanding, had the same leaders, the same people who repeatedly say, "Oh, is the mayor's office up? I'm running. I'm throwing my." It's the same people, right?
My turn.
When something happens, like we used to make a joke on this show that when something would happen, if you watch the pattern, Mayor Barrett would all the time have a press conference. And that press conference would involve damn near the same 7 people, 8 people, give or take a few, standing behind him. And it would always be, we're going to launch an anti-violence initiative in which we're going to put more money into social service organizations. And we're going to give them $7 million. We're going to give them extra staff. And the shit never happened until a bunch of people got killed again. Then they'd announce it again, but it never, to my knowledge, did it ever happen. Because at one point it was like, no, we got to get the people involved with the community. You have to work with the police. Do we? Should we work with the police? Which police should we work with? The one with his hand up our ass looking for crack, or the one who's going to report on the call, who's going to rape somebody, or from what I'm hearing now, the cop who says, "Oh hell no, they said defund the police. I ain't doing shit for the next 8 hours. I'm chilling." Once again, why should black people trust law enforcement to the point? Because you won't protect me if I do testify. My house still gets shot up. People still following me. We've shown that. How many potential witnesses have been killed? Once again, people say death, rats should die. Whatever. Okay, you might change your opinion if it's the motherfucker who hit your sister or your little baby brother in the shootout.
There's a difference. Hold on. Let's define this shit, right? Witnessing is different than ratting, right? Okay. Witnesses are different than snitches. Civilians do witness shit, right? Cats in the street, you know what I mean? People who chose that life and know the rules and the risks. When you go against that shit, that's that rat shit, right? When you do foul shit on your guy, on your rappy, that's that rat shit, right? What's going on out here, man? With witnesses. We played this game, man, 25, 30 years ago. And, wasn't no witnesses because we didn't let witnesses see what the fuck we was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That part, man.
Right. When no witness gonna call my grandmama talking about, hey, I seen shot. No, you first and foremost, I ain't gonna let you see what I'm doing.
Right.
We ain't gonna get to that point where, okay, the witness gotta disappear. Because we didn't play the game like that, we have respect for our elders, for our communities. Now, don't come over there on no bullshit because we gonna take care of that. And we didn't go other places on no bullshit. It was a respect factor.
Right.
These young motherfuckers, man, listen, they fearless, right? They don't fear nothing, man.
Said that.
They don't fear dying.
Just said that.
Right?
Just talked about that.
So why can't we take that energy? Because that's what we've been praying for. We've been praying for warriors. We've been praying for soldiers that'll stand up for us. We got that, but now we don't have the leaders to lead them. Ain't nobody, man. Listen, man. These cats can't come down on 24th and Capitol and talk to nobody.
Nah.
Nobody, man.
Nah.
You can't go down on Hopkins and talk to them, brother. They ain't trying to hear that.
Right. Okay.
So
Now you touching on what I said last week when I said, where is the point where we try to go and cultivate or find or locate some sort of leadership in these neighborhoods? There has to be somebody who's a shot caller. There has to be somebody, and maybe he don't run everybody, because somebody say, hey, motherfucker don't run me. But I'm talking about the person who has the greatest influence. There has to be individuals who are upwardly upper on the higher levels.
KB, if you don't stop this shit, if you don't stop this shit, man, come on, man. You know, just like I know, man, them gumps cannot come on the block and get no traction.
Well, that's true.
You can't come on the block when you're not from the block, right? What they do is they go get a bunch of females because they know their brothers, if they're not looking at them trying to holler, they're going to respect them for the most part, right? So they walk up with a bunch of females to try to break down the walls and try to, feed that bullshit.
Right.
So now you on the block and you got a presence. No, you only here because you here with these sisters, and we're not gonna beat that ass. But bro,
hold on.
You can't come back without them sisters.
Hold on. Hold on, because we got millions of dollars earmarked for the Office of Violence Prevention, and they have individuals, but they have individuals who are from the streets who are supposed to be able to get access. This is why they're there. So they're supposed to be able to go into these communities and say, listen, we want to bring y'all to a table because we want to start talking about a moratorium on violence, right? Let's establish a campaign, and as a result, we're going to make sure that resources are directed at this community, so the young people, because we can't say y'all old asses, but we still got some babies out here. We can grab a hold to them right now and put some structure and give them some nourishment that they need, and we'll be able to kind of combat some of these problems. So I'm saying, why isn't that a plan? Why isn't that not happening if we keep saying we're going to increase the amount of violence preventers? We're going to give 414 Life more money. And I'm not calling them out. Once again, shout out to them brothers. I'm just saying.
Some of the brothers my guys. Okay. The brothers my guys. They family.
Okay.
They family, but that's few. That's what, 2 or 3? You got a group of 10, 11, right? Only 2 or 3 valid. Only 2 or 3 can go in any hood. Right. Only out of them 2 or 3, only 2 of them gonna reach them young cats.
Right. Okay.
What the other 8, 9 getting paid to do?
Okay. So
I'm not saying that y'all don't deserve a job. Y'all don't deserve that job. Stay in your lane. Stay in your. If you not, listen, man. If you never been a part of the problem, you'll never come close to reaching the solution because you don't understand the root of it.
Right, I agree with that.
All these educated ass violence interrupters, and y'all don't know shit. The numbers climbing, bro.
Okay,
y'all getting money. Where's the money? I see downtown safe as a motherfucker, except for last week. They streets clean. You know what I mean? They can walk around here and party and everything.
You know how many new white Milwaukeeans there are right now? Because let's examine this once again. I'm on my aluminum foil hat shit tonight. Because if the city now is 40% black, right? And 20% Latino, then we have a majority minority city. So when it comes to elections, then the balance of power is going to be thrown off, right? Because what the law, what Peepin' Bob just found out, Peepin' Bob Donovan, is that far south side that's uber white ain't mobilized like they used to be, right? And so they ain't voting. They ain't voting with you down here. So we got to create some white voters downtown in this city who can kind of offset this, because we know those niggers ain't gonna get out and vote. Really, they're not gonna get out with 12% turnout. So if we just let's build up the population that's downtown, it'll start down there because there's high-rise luxury apartments going up, right? But it's got to spread out. When we just made this point, what is the surrounding areas of downtown? It's the hood, it's the ghetto. The goddamn
Yeah,
projects is 2 minutes away from the Fiserv Center. You got a
2 minutes.
500 million dollar stadium looking down at a bunch of people who make $25,000 a year total
Right.
median
It's
income.
that.
Right,
Right.
It's that. Right.
shout out to everybody down there too. I worked in Hillside. I know it's a lot of black people down there doing what they got to do to make it. I'm not trying to indict y'all. I'm not victim shaming. I'm just saying you got
Right.
to look at where plans are going to go if we got this development of all these $1 million hotels and these all this shit. Once again, no malls, nothing that will attract nigga. You ain't got no business down here. Ain't no mall down here. Johnny Walker been closed. You got to get your business somewhere else, right?
Right.
So so I'm saying it's looking very fishy to me that with all of the murders that we've had, I've heard Chevy say it's unacceptable. It's hold on, let me do my Obama point two because he's Obama point 0.2. We gotta look into some options, and we gotta go into the community and work. Never really say, you know what? I'm sick of goddamn violence. I'm putting a curfew on this whole city. If
On the
you
whole city.
young, if not, what would Coleman Young have done in Detroit? Right? He'd have came out and cussed somebody out in the press conference. This motherfucking shit
Yeah.
don't make it. Well, we know how Detroit ended up, but maybe that wasn't the best example, right? But shout out to Coleman Young. um, but no, I'm just saying I don't see that. I didn't see that gusto when it was just people dying on 25th and Wright or 30 or 20th and 27th and Atkinson or wherever like that. But soon as some bullet holes and then nobody even died downtown, immediately it's a curfew.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm looking at Chevy kind of sideways now, like, bruh, what's going on? You really gonna really be Obama, right? You really gonna be like, fuck us? Like, so I
Yeah.
just
About the money. It's
but I
about
want
the
to know,
money.
how do we bring these now? I know you got a lot of history working in the community because I've been in the community working, and we know I've seen you out there. How do we
Yes,
get
sir.
these young boys to the table then? Okay, so I want to go get the 2 or 3 violence preventers that got that kind of clout, create a new commission in which we go get some other valid dudes and say, no, we're gonna create a coalition, y'all. We're gonna get a representative from each area. You can go over there, you go over there. Let's go over here and find out who's the leaders over here, and let's have a
So let me
summit.
stop you. Let me stop you right now, right? Let
Okay.
me stop you right now, right? That's not gonna happen
Okay.
because the cast that you need to read, that you need to speak to, right? They're not gonna converse with them people. You know, they respect Tay and Ray. You know what I mean?
Right.
I call them out. They respect them.
Friends of the
However,
show.
the entity that you involved with, we can't respect that, right? They using us to get money. I ain't fucking with them, right? Let them solve the problem. Ain't nobody doing that, bro. Ain't nobody gonna sit at the table knowing that their ideas are gonna be used for other than what they should, because that's what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
As long as this leadership is in place, whatever great ideas are brought to the table by those individuals that control these blocks, if they were to share, they just gonna be thrown away.
Hmm. And once
They
again,
just gonna be thrown away.
shout out to Ray Mendoza and Brother Tay, good brothers, friends of the show, been on here many times. Um, and we even had one time, boy, we had it cracking up on here. I had to have Reggie Moore brought the whole damn building. We had that was like the most people ever had at one time on
Well,
the show.
yeah, but that was to throw the conversation off. You want to bring everybody in so that direct questions can't be answered by your squad. And it worked. You know what I mean?
Well,
Hamid was there. Tay was there. Everybody want to.
it only
Yeah.
worked to
Okay.
a certain degree though, because we still managed to get some critical questions out there, but shit got tense in the fact, and I basically had to shut the shit down because it just was
Yeah.
at a certain point it wasn't even productive anymore.
Right.
Because things were, people, like you said, there were deflectors there. So when a
Yeah.
serious question was made, it almost like went around and got recycled into something that it wasn't and then reinterpreted. So then the person on one side felt threatened. Or I know Liz Brown was giving them the business. She was throwing slugs at the whole joint. I was
Yeah.
just trying to maintain order. It became a clown show. So I got enough sense to know when to quit, right? Like, so that's why I never got caught doing crime. I knew when to leave. Like, right. No, that's a joke. I never did no crime. That's a joke.
Your idea is a great one, bro. It's a
Okay.
great one. You know what I'm saying? And we had that going. I had Spank, Cigar. I had the folks, I had the Latin Kings, cats from certain blocks, man, you know what I mean, meeting regularly, talking about how we was gonna get some shit done. My mistake was introducing them to the political part, bro. Okay, fuck it. Let's listen to them. No, we should have kept on doing what we was doing. And that's my mistake. You know what I mean? I didn't realize you you can't take a community nigga, man, right, and turn him into a gangster. Now a gangster can get involved in politics, but a politician can't be no gangster.
Okay.
A revolutionary can get into politics, but a politician will never be a revolutionary.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It's impossible.
Right.
Okay. And I tried to mix the two. I fucked up. I learned a lesson. I'll never do it again. So I'm telling you, don't try it.
Oh no.
This shit gonna backfire, right?
Oh well, you don't have to worry about no. I took my turn on.
I'm gonna give you a prime example.
I'm done with that.
Then I'm gonna let you get back to your show, right? Let's look at the brother Six, man, up on Burlock, right?
Yeah.
Been there for years. Okay. Them young niggas in the city respect him. Ain't nobody ran up in Six joint. Ain't nobody stole no cars from in front of Six joint.
That's right.
Why? Six ain't out there every day spending on nothing. Because he about that business. He always been about business, right? And it ain't no big me, little you.
Right.
He'll listen to them young brothers. He'll offer them opportunity if they really want it.
Okay.
He's not taking advantage of them. When you get cats now, they go on the block. It ain't about the block. It's about me getting something from the block. They don't go on the block to find out what's needed on the block. They go on the block and suggest to the block what's needed. No, nigga, it's not happening.
All right.
Them young cats are in survival mode right now.
Yes, sir.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about nothing but surviving. And if you get in my way, guess what? I ain't got shit to lose.
It is
So
what it
who
is.
gon' So why not meet them halfway? Understand that they in survival mode. Understand that they ain't got shit to lose, right? And approach them on how to change that.
Right.
Don't approach them on hey, say, man, you heard Miss Johnson down the street. Miss Johnson don't even talk to me. I don't even know Miss Johnson.
Right.
You got all these organizers in the city, right? But every organizer forgetting the one main thing, man. Self-interest. If it ain't about the person's self-interest that you speaking.
Right. And
everybody talking about their own self-interest, KB.
Well, that's why I was saying what we got to figure out a way to get them to the table. Like, I mean, as long as you got a heartbeat, you got to keep fighting. I understand the hopelessness. I understand the desperation. But I feel like there has to be a way. And that's just me being the what little optimism I have left, because I know anytime you got a collective of brilliant people such as Black people are, there has to be that brain. I do understand this is a city of silos where the most effective people and the most brilliant people here are kind of kept outside the loop because they ain't with so and so or with so and so, and that kind of prevents that creates cronyism as well. I do understand it from that regard, but I did my little trip. That's why Courtney always teases me like, Kev, you got to get out the house. But I've been around this city about 1,000,000 times, and like when my little experience of being out here, that's why I say when that gas station went up in flames in 2016 on Burleigh, I was standing right across the street, and I watched the MPD come down the street with the riot gear on, with the boots on, with the shields, with the helmets, and with the armor carrier behind them. Them kids, them young kids in that community did not give an inch. They didn't give a shit. As a matter of fact, they went to throwing rocks and bottles and shooting guns even harder. I saw them cops with their riot gear ducking behind cars.
They were scared, man. Listen, man, we had to run in the gas station to pull the people out because they wasn't going over there.
Trying to tell you, they couldn't get.
They were not going over there.
The kids wouldn't let them through. So
that's power, bro.
Yeah.
Think about wrapping all that power up, KB.
Right.
That's what the Panthers did, man. They went into neighborhoods, man, where them young brothers were tired, they were fed up, and they was ready to strike, right? And they harnessed that energy.
Yeah.
And they gave them something. They gave them an identity, bro.
Yeah. Gave them something to live, something to believe in, right? Give them some hope, sell them some hope, right?
You know what? You may die for this, but guess what? We gonna win in the end. And they was willing to sacrifice their lives for the movement, to end the movement of oppression.
That's right, man.
You had a group of young, just like we got right now.
Got to shape
in survival mode.
Yeah. We got to get you on the show, man. I got to get you on the show, man. I keep telling you, you got to come on in.
Man, check it out, man. I'm here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I came back to help somebody start.
Man, you get that phone camera working and get somewhere Wednesday night, you can jump on in. And I got, actually, man, like I said, I got some good people coming in, because I got my sister Jazzy coming in and talk about some community stuff this week, and I got my brother Evan Kern, who does big things with young people.
And you know, you know, I believe in them, KB.
That's right.
I believe in them, man, because I was them.
Okay.
I was them. I was out here doing the same shit, man. You know what I mean? I was on a different level because I didn't want my grandmama to find out, because I didn't want to hurt her.
Right.
I didn't care about nobody else. I didn't want to hurt mama, man.
Right.
No. Mama wasn't going to find out that her son really was that. You know what I mean? It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, my mama would have hurt me
nothing
too.
else, bro. Yeah.
My mama would have hurt me. I would have mama to hurt me, goddamn.
These young cats, man, they'll listen to the right people.
Well, we gotta find them. We gotta get it.
Right people, man.
We gotta get it, man. I'm telling you, man.
Sir.
You put some time aside, man. You got to get on here. You got to get.
I got you, man. Whenever you want me.
Man.
Whenever you want me. I'll be here for a minute.
Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna shoot you a text after the show. We gonna chop it up and get you on.
You know, we all shit. We can meet up anywhere, man. We family. It don't matter.
Yeah, yes, sir.
My man.
All right, my brother. Peace and love.
All right, one y'all.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah.
Peace.
Shout out to Sean Moore, man. Shout out to Sean Moore. In case you don't know, Sean been active in the community for a very long time. Worked with it in a bunch of different phases, and like he said, I watched the whole thing of getting kind of trying to connect the streets with City Hall and create some kind of collaborative effort, and it did end badly. You know, but that's what Kamar say, egos, right? Like that's where when that ego go up, my suit. Look at this suit I got. I'm a bad motherfucker, boy. I got a 2012. It was like years ago. So if you're saying now, Kev, that's old. I know. Shout out to Joseph Walker. He said he's a South Sider. He said he feel weird on the North Side. You should. And I'm saying that to say, if you're a South Sider for life, like that's where you've been, because it's a whole different thing. The influence of Black people, the culture, our culture, where the community, the heartbeat of our community, ain't there. I know you got some Black people who live over there now. I'm not, shout out to y'all if y'all over there. I'm saying,
but they don't even want to come back. It's so many times where I pick up Black folks doing Uber or Lyft, and they got to go back to the North Side, or they just recently moved back to the North Side, or they're in the process. So distraught in the back seat, like, man, we just moved back to the North Side, and like they hate it so bad. They do not want to be on the North Side. They like, fuck that shit.
Slow singing and flower bringing, huh? go to praying in the back. Oh Lord, it's
they don't want to fuck with it. This shit is not peaceful like that. This shit.
Nah, man. So look, let me get to the chat room. Shout out to Sean Moore, man. Sean has been on before, man. And you really gotta you just gotta respect. I'm trying to tell you, this movement has been going on a very long time. This is the source of my frustration. Because 7-8 years ago, when I really was just like, you know what, it ain't enough for me to sit behind a microphone and do a show. I'm about to really get out here and put some black boots on and go to stomping. Man, I got to look behind it. It's ugly. I know what the kids look like. I seen his face. And it's entirely that little dude, that little white dude back there pulling ropes and pushing buttons and pulling levers. It was crazy. So that's why I said, you know what, I'm done with that activism. And then Kamara and myself and the rest of my old Outlaw, my Word Mob, the former Word Mob members, we made a beeline towards, okay, we're gonna make the people be woke and informed about politics. We had every damn challenger to every seat damn near to come on Outlaw Radio, right? And this is when I was doing the show from my house. right? Like, so it was like just foreign, strange people coming. My wife like, this shit got to stop. But they all came on the show. Not one of them won. Not one. They all got, except for DC. DC's the only one who won. Everybody else got their ass whooped in whatever election they were running in, and the voter turnout was low. And those who did, Mandela Barnes, who I was the first person to say, hey, brother, you need to be known and heard. Once he got the big gig, never been back to Outlaw Radio. DC told me to call his people, right? Okay, I'll call your people, right? We'll see about that shit, right? Like, so shout out to DC though. I ain't mad at you, bro. I just don't call.
Hey, Kev, remember the voter turnout was low because the people all they was running with was trying to get everybody to come out during a pandemic to vote.
Yeah.
In a rainstorm.
In a rainstorm.
I remember that.
After saying that the Washington Sherman Park area seems to be the ground zero, y'all go vote over there, Midtown closed.
Right. That shit was crazy.
Right. It was wild.
These nuts. It was crazy, man. I'm just saying, man, like this, a lot of shit has been intentional. It's been on our back. But yeah, you right, Joe. If you from the South Side, because it ain't even set up the same way, right? Like, it's just different. So I can see how you would feel weird. Chantel Gwynn said he's right. Black King stand up this summer is going to be a nightmare. It's sad. It is. It is. Joe Walker says City Hall is stealing money. Madison is stealing money and not caring about Milwaukee. Look at the streets. Look at the violence. I mean, it's common sense. I mean, when you telling me that there's hundreds of millions of dollars that came via COVID relief, what are you doing with that money? Like, once again, audit is. I've been saying we needed, and this is something Barrett wouldn't allow, an outside audit of the CDBG money, the Community Development Block Grant money, which is supposed to be, I think, up to about $25 million now per year of allocated funds that's supposed to be dedicated to establishing infrastructure and rebuilding the most underserved, poverty-stricken parts of the community. This is rewarded yearly. Barrett and his city director, Rocky Marco, admitted that they diverted some of that funds downtown, right? They admitted that they did it. They said, well, yeah, we kind of put some of that into the Park East project. Nobody said anything. Our leaders was like, oh, well. That's why I say sometimes it makes you complicit. Let me see what we got. We still got. He said only thing Wayden does is extend corruption for the government so they can make a bigger debt. You know what? The government is so wasteful. Tiarsha Arthur said, truth be told, a lot of the 2-4s and 2-7 guys have grown up and some of them own their own businesses. They're not on that old mindset anymore, so they can talk to some of these young people. Some have done time and grew up after doing that time.
Very true.
It's neighborhood. What do you think this is? This is what this is. This is one of the homes that Eric has established right over here. That's why Sean Moore's family. That's why I tell you I'm from 17 to Capitol Drive, right? Like I know what the fellas have done. I've seen the evolution of ran across a lot of brothers who say, ain't you? And I say, yep, ain't you? And they say, yep. And we shake hands and keep it pushing. So I know that there are some dudes who can go into these communities, but you got to make it worth their while. You want me to do this so you can continue to gentrify and make money, or is you really gonna hit my hand with some paper so I can make sure my family's straight?
True.
To me, there's nothing wrong with me being compensated for what I'm doing, especially if I'm doing the right thing. We compensate people for doing the wrong shit all the time. It ain't never no big deal, but we get mad when somebody doing right get money. Why are you getting paid? So the crack seller should get money and the preacher shouldn't? I mean, okay, so now I'm about to make people mad. I already know it. Right? Back up off
But that
me.
is what the Office of Violence Prevention should do. It's like today I paid a black man $60 to talk to my son. Why? Because he was a black man. You know what I'm saying? Just because they need black men. I don't know what your dad doing right now, but black men are definitely necessary right now. I don't know where their fathers are. I don't know what type of dudes these chicks dating, but the violence, Office of Violence Prevention needs to put money in money in the hands of black men. And yeah, I don't know if dudes just going to community and just go start talking to the kids, just start throwing football around, but they need male structure. I don't know if they need to be, you know what I'm saying, putting the headlock. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. A belt needs to be pulled out, but that is the answer.
I'm glad you said that, Courtney. I'm very glad you said that because that's kind of like a segue into where I was going next. I want to catch up with the chat room because the next one is something that's kind of perplexing to me as well. So I want to talk about this. The gangs, Joe Walker said the gangs in the 90s and early 2000s was indicted by the FBI. Now you have anarchy. The gangs are doing good on the South Side. Gang leaders keeping senseless crimes women and children in control. You need criminals to keep criminals in check because the police ain't gonna do it. Perfect example is the North Side senseless killings, senseless crime there, and it's is no main leaders to keep this in control. He said, it worked on the South Side in the '90s. Oh, no
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt you've removed a lot of structure. That's we say that's what happened in Chicago. A lot of the structure is gone. Sean Moore said, "Man, I say it. Fuck DC. He out of touch." And he said, "Call you." He said, "Call you back ass nigga." Oh man. Half of that CDBG money goes to city service. Yeah. Chantel Gwen said Kings need it. No doubt. Listen, so I'm talking to a friend of mine, right? Who's I like to think he's a pretty conscious brother sometimes. A little left of the spectrum when it comes to some of his conspiracy theories sometimes that we don't agree on. I'm not saying because I don't agree with him that don't make them valid. Sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking
Right.
about? Everybody got a friend like that where they get real deep on you. You be like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? You gonna eat that cookie, brother? You know where them chocolate chips came from. If you don't get your ass, but no. So he said his theory is, and I looked and did some research, and I found out that this is a common sentiment. The fault of what's going on in our community lies on the shoulders of the black woman. This is her fault. She has been one of the most detrimental things when it comes to, or individuals when it comes to the destruction or the erosion of the black family structure and the real like kind of emasculation of the black man. And her raising a single mother raising sons, they're producing these crazy out of control boys, and they pass up good men because they're chasing some sort of dream. They pass up the square for the D boy and then wonder why it all went bad. This is not my theory. Once again, this is what I was told. And I said I need to put that out there on the show because I don't agree. Now we do have a black woman on here, so it ain't gonna be like talk about them, don't talk to them. Courtney, what do you?
Right.
Because you got boys, so what do you think about
All
this?
boys. And they have fathers, indeed. But first off, all fathers are not, the best fathers. All fathers, some people are just absent. But there are some women that definitely push men away and push fathers away. There are some women that are just assholes, whether they're keeping a child away or the father away just because they're bitter or usually because they're bitter. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So some of these issues, it is on the black woman because some of them do cause these situations, and now these children are being raised with no man around or some fucked up boyfriend, and yes, that causes some problems. But no, it is not just all on the black woman. It is a half and half. We are both responsible. Everybody needs to take accountability for their part in this shit because everybody's situation is different. If you are that black woman that's on that bullshit, then shame on you. But if you are that black man that's on that bullshit, then shame on you. But it's all of us, both of us. You know.
Okay, so we was gonna hand out percentages, right? How much? What percentage of this? And I know people say, "Come on, Kev, that's not fair."
It's half. I'm gonna
Get
say
your own
half.
damn show, right? You say half. You say
I
fifty
damn near want to
percent.
put being in Milwaukee. Not even Milwaukee. Cause I've been in Atlanta and I done seen chicks do this to men that want to be in there. I've seen so many men that want to be in their children's lives, and the way the system is. That's why I kind of want to put it like more than 50 on the women. It need to be, it might be like 60-40. God damn it.
Okay.
Women be on that bullshit.
Okay. Mr. Cocktail, you've said the black woman is God. How you feel about this?
Well, I place the problem on both. You know what I mean? This is again all the problems that black men and black women have with each other. You know what I mean? It's a revolving circle. It's a circle of trauma. You know what I'm saying? You do this to y'all, been doing this to us, so we've been doing this to y'all type of circle. You know what I mean? And this is where it is, and it turned into a mindset. You know, so like you can't, and then you got poverty to add into the picture. You know what I'm saying? Most relationships end because of financial reasons. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we can't put none of this stuff on just one gender.
Right.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? There's too many layers. You know what I'm saying? Too many of us are hurt. You know what I'm saying? So since we hurting these children. The children are hurting. So you know what I mean? It's just a vicious cycle, man. So we can't put that on nobody, man. That's totally unfair to place the blame on just one gender.
or even the majority of the blame, I would say.
Right. Even the majority is too. You know what I mean? You're completely wrong for that. You would be wrong for that.
But
I
then
don't know,
somebody,
man. I'm still say like 60-40. You know, back in the, I don't know, whatever the fuck they did to black people, because we were a unit. We used to be a unit, and whatever the fuck happened, whether it was the drugs, crack, the welfare, man, that fucked shit up so bad.
Yeah.
Real, what you think, man?
I,
What you think about this?
I mean, I agree with everybody. I mean, you can't put this on, just black women or things like that. Or you can't even just put it on fathers not being there. Cause I've seen kids that got both their parents and their parents are just fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? It's just and ignorance begets ignorance. You got the mother and father there, got the son holding up all this money and pants sagging and like now that shit is cool.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to think about the whole mindset and mentality of shit. I mean, like I said, I'm an 80s baby. I know people who were crackheads that are now grandparents. So we got 3 generations of fucking dysfunction. We got people that's grandparents that grew up on scripts just so that their mama could get that extra check type shit. So it's just a man. And the fucked up thing is every generation is supposed to help their kids be that much better than them. But now we living in a time, like honestly, I wasn't a badass kid. I was a freaky ass kid. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't a badass kid because I didn't want to make my parents shamed. But nowadays, kids are ashamed of their parents. So what the fuck do they got to aspire to? You know, we used to have parents we could be proud of. My daddy is this, my mama of this. My daddy, we used to be able to brag on our parents. Now you got people, like I said, I'm about to be 39 Wednesday. There's people my age that's grandparents that still get drunk every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they do go to work and handle their shit, but as soon as they off, they belligerent and partying every fucking day. And they will have their kids with them because a lot of times they partying with other family that's just getting drunk and ignorant type shit. So how you gonna tell these kids they living wrong when they just being their parents?
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, happy birthday.
Oh,
Second
thanks,
of all,
man.
I love how no matter what we talk about, Rail sneaks in something about being a freak. Like you be like, man, it's cool out.
I
I was
mean, I
a
wasn't.
freak this morning. Like it don't matter what it is. It's like, well, what's your favorite food?
No, I just
I
said I
don't know. I
don't.
usually like to eat something that make me feel freaky.
No, it's just shit. I wasn't stealing shit. I was,
I
shit.
get, I get what
I
you.
was kissing motherfuckers. I wasn't stealing. I wasn't
Uh-oh.
fighting.
Uh-oh.
Shit. I was kissing and hunching and shit.
Boy down there playing hide and go get it again, little
Hey,
nasty ass. You can't
doctor in
go
house,
outside.
fam. It was
Your
doctor in
ass in the
house.
room.
You
Right,
ain't
you a
had to chase
video game.
nobody playing doctor in the house. How you
Right.
gonna get it? You had to chase motherfuckers. I wasn't with
Uh-oh.
it.
You got to come let me find you. Shout out to Crystal Ship, Control C in the building, of course. Crystal Ship and Ticey Godsey, big supporters of the show. Shout out to them. Y'all get down to Control C and get y'all something done. Do some business with them. You might not even need that printed. Just go down there and do something with them. Fuck it.
For
Where you get
sure, for
these
sure.
worksheets from?
go get some business cards made.
I
Right.
That's
sure
right.
need
Even
some.
if
Make
you
it
ain't got
look
no
good.
business.
Make yourself look good.
Yeah,
Right.
saying, hold on, look, we got. Can you see us?
Uh-oh. There we
See us?
go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Testify.
yeah.
Testify. And I keep telling people in the community, we got enough capabilities where y'all need to be getting these banners. You need to be sending your commercials, your advertisements, your logos. You send it in. Let's do some business. We'll push whatever you got going. Don't be if it ain't free, I ain't doing it. Then call Homer Blow and write him a check. Shout out to Homer Blow, right? If that's how you get it how you
Get your money, cuz.
uh
Right.
I'm just saying, if
Right.
it's good for the geese, it's good for the ganderer. She said kings are needed, but please know we have kings out here in the trenches doing the work daily. No doubt that's a lot of brothers who I know that's in the community that's about the right thing. And don't get me wrong, the black population here is in no means corrupted, like all of us are just gone. As a
Right.
matter of fact, I keep saying this. By and large, black people are some of the best people in the world to know. They're the most compassionate. They're the most giving. They're the most loyal. They try their best to look out for you. Even if I got a little bit and you ain't got none, I give you some of mine if I got love for you. We got big ass hearts. But there is a small percentage of our community that, like I said before, are habitual line steppers.
Yeah.
They main goal is to fuck your day up. What the fuck is you so happy about? You know what I mean? And now that's the element that we need to really try to deal with. The rest, when it comes to the youth, is just misguided and really just not educated in the proper fashion, right? Because education is really a big thing, right? And I'm not talking about you becoming a Rhodes Scholar, but I'm talking about you becoming literally competent, being able to interpret information, right? I can read the sign, but I don't know what the fuck it means. I know it says stop, but I don't know what stop means. Chantel Gwen said it's half. She believes it's half when we're talking about the percentage of who's responsible. Crystal Ship said we have to come to the realization that we can't save everyone. Those that want it will join those wishing to live better and be better.
Right.
But shift the energy to those that want it and not to those that don't. I know more kings and queens are doing the right thing than those that aren't. I
Right.
wouldn't disagree with you. I wouldn't disagree with you at all. Like I said, I believe black people are, to me, the most beautiful race of people ever created. And because of all the shit we've been through, our hearts have grown bigger. That's why I said if you get a little bit ahead in life as a black person, you look back and you say, oh man, shit, man, I want to go try to help some of these people. You ain't got that much out here trying to help somebody. You
I
don't
know
sit
that
your
shit.
ass
What the fuck
down.
be wrong with us, man?
Right. We
Who made
care
us
too
like
much.
this?
Right. Sean Moore said
Boy.
we planned on asking for 4 million through the safe zones, and 95% was going to the most dangerous neighborhoods. So I paused that thought for the comment. He said he paused it for the comment. Sisters are the most valuable commodity in the black community. He said, "Damn, those some big words. You got to really see. I told you about education.
Look, don't be out here like goddamn Tory Lowe. He be fucking up on the radio. Don't be
Uh
like
oh, watch out now. Watch out, Tori.
that.
These nuts.
That wasn't directed at Tori. I just like to throw that on there. That wasn't directed. Sean said, "Yeah, we need to set a date and time. Sisters a small percentage, but not that many, maybe 25%. But they have been indoctrinated to hate themselves. Therefore, we are who we are. The system contributed to the ideology. No
Most
doubt,
definitely.
no doubt.
Most definitely.
Right? They Jesus fied us. He said, "Uh-oh, you about to get on my people." God did it. Erica Hunt says, speaking of black men who are doing the work in the trenches, from oh my goodness, I can't even say that. What is that? Somebody
Fimi Akin Maladun. You got to sound it out
You
slow
should
first,
have
then you
called
say it
in and
fast.
said that.
right? Well, because I say it, but it's then people gonna be laughing like
Akin
you just talked about
Maladun.
literacy, and he can't read.
You say I got that Fimi Akin Maladun.
Right? Okay.
I got
He
it.
said they're organizing a youth trip to Washington D.C. With the Poor People's Campaign. Here's the link for the sign up. You know what? If
Okay.
you can send me that. I like to put that in the People's News Network because people don't even know what that is, and a lot of us won't know how to say that. So
I already said it, kid. What you mean? I just said it.
Courtney, that wasn't the right way.
I just said
Courtney,
it. Let
you
me
know
say
that
it
she
again.
said
That was Femi.
aluminum kingdom, right?
That
Like
was
she had,
Femi
come on, Courtney.
Akin Maladun.
Right, Maladoon. But you've been to the Middle East, so I mean, you've been over there with them people, so you probably know how to say them shits.
You know, I
So
just
shout
copy
out
what
to
they
Courtney.
say. You got to practice what they say. You be like, say that again. What you say? You repeat it.
You be like, that shit. Everybody go to run. You heard this motherfucker said he got a bomb. No, holla at me. I'm racist. I'm trying not to be racist, y'all. I'm sorry. Not all Arabs get
That's
bombs.
your favorite thing, kid. What you?
I don't know, man. Sometimes it just come out of me and shit. I ain't got nothing against Arab people. Except for what they do in our communities with their stores and whatnot, but that's a different show.
Dude, black
Um,
folks, we like making fun of all the different races. You know,
I know.
anything we like to talk in our Mexican accents. You know, like saying my friend. We like to do all those
Man.
things.
I keep telling y'all, I had one of my most controversial shows was when I did the race jokes. So I was gonna reinvent it. I had went out and got some more.
Another one? Here you go.
No. I ain't gonna say it. I'm saying I had went out. Kamar, I had topped
Hey,
myself.
man, you can't tease us with the race jokes like you got some and then don't say it.
No,
you know I want to
right.
hear them shits.
I decided not to do them. As a matter of fact,
Man.
when I did the show cuss words, that's what was gonna happen. I'm telling you, I was gonna go in and I was gonna leave everybody. You live on Outlaw Radio. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Chantel. How you guys doing?
What's going on,
Well,
Miss?
how
Good. How
you
you doing?
doing?
Right.
I'm fine. Just calling in to give a heads up for the blood drive that's gonna be Saturday at the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center.
Okay. Okay. When is that?
Saturday at the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Okay.
We're talking about supporting the community and what costs this and what costs that. I've been walking around in the community up to total strangers getting a response like they want to help out in the community. But when I tell you nobody's showing up and it doesn't cost anything to save a life, save a child's life or someone's family member life, we're not even trying to give blood and bone marrow, things that are free. I feel this way because I've been keeping track of letting you guys know that my son does have aplastic anemia. His platelet count is down to 36. I need an African American man or woman in my community to stand up and help me save my child's life. I'm asking for something that doesn't cost anybody a dime. And we can't get that kind of help in our community. We trying to save lives. We can't get that kind of help in our community. When I tell you nobody showed up almost to that blood drive, I was just so surprised and just so disappointed. We want change in our community, but nobody's willing to come out and give blood or give bone marrow, and everybody's pierced up, tattooed up. Giving blood or bone marrow is no more serious than getting a tattoo or getting your ears pierced, your nose pierced, your face pierced, your nose pierced. It's downright discouraging, and it's making me angry at this point because we're talking about kids dying over and over in our community. But like I said, people would rather go get piercings and tattoos all over their body, but you won't sit for 10, 15 minutes to give blood to save somebody's child or somebody's family member. So to me, it's just outright, I don't know. I'm disappointed in my community because I've been calling in, I've been on the news, I've been, like I said, walking up to total strangers. And we know for females, being a black woman in this community, I'm walking up to people. I don't have no gun. I'm not strapped. I got to walk up to total strangers and beg for this gift of life for my child. But we care about what's going on in our community. I don't see how we care when we study getting tatted up, we study getting piercings. It's a trend, but it's not a trend to save lives. That needs to be just as trendy as. Other thing is the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center has also been a great support in our community as far as the kids. It's in the heart of West Line. I can tell you my kids grew up in a program that the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center had back in the day, and it was called Male and Lady. It was where women sat and talked to little girls about being women. It was a session where men sat and talked to boys before they got to the age out of control. Talk to them about what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman. Now they thinking sitting down having sex and hugging up and stuff is being men and women. We need to teach them that's not what makes you a man or a woman. Laying down, having babies, and having sex don't make you a man and a woman. These are the things we need in our community. That's why I said, King, stand up. It's going to take a king. I'm begging for a king to stand up and save my son.
Right.
I'm constantly playing. Like I said, and like y'all said, it's dangerous out here. Y'all know how hard it is for me to walk these streets without a gun, without nobody standing with me, asking for blood and bone marrow for these babies. It's not right.
We got Sean Moore said he has universal blood, but he's not vaccinated. He said reach out to him. He said he'll donate if he can. So
yeah, I need people to show up Saturday. I need our community to show up for these kids and these families. We got mothers with sickle cell, mothers passing, leaving babies in this world. We talking about how the black families broken up. Y'all know we losing mothers and aunties and grandmothers to disease too. It's not just drugs. Right. People are dying up under our nose every day, and we have the gift of life running through our veins, and it's free. It ain't on nobody's budget. We ain't got to wait for no funding. People just got to show up and put their arm out. I'm mad. I'm so mad. We always want to talk about money. What about stuff money can't buy? You can't buy blood. You can't buy bone marrow. That's the shit we need.
Y'all hear that, right? So if you out there and myself included, because I know I've been one who said I ain't giving up my bone. I had to be honest. I've said that, and this is the situation it creates when we all are under that. Tiarsha Arthur said she said that she donates when they come to her job. Sean, I'm gonna connect y'all. I'll shoot you. I'll shoot her your information.
I
Eric,
need people to show up at the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center between 9 and 1 this week, Saturday. Show up and show out for these kids. If y'all tired of hearing about kids dying every day, show up for these babies. Let them know that they're important.
okay,
Let
okay.
them know that we value life. How are we gonna do? What are we got to show them? We have to show them. We can't talk the talk and not walk the walk.
Mm, Now
And
that,
I'm on 24-hour insulin. I'm diabetic. I've been diabetic over 25 years. I have not made an excuse not to donate blood. I'm on medication. I have allergies. There is no excuse. There are people make excuses upon excuses. You can be on medicine and donate. It's certain medications you can't be. But if you go down there and take the time out to listen, you'll be surprised at how many people are able to donate. People with high blood pressure, as long as your blood pressure is not high when you donate. People with diabetes, as long as your diabetes is under control. People are able to still give the gift of life. And I don't understand why we keep having these conversations and don't nobody want to give something that's free. And when it comes to the United States, let me tell you, I learned today that other countries, Germany, other countries, when it comes to saving lives and stem cell research, they're stomping out cancer overseas while we got people dying every day because won't nobody donate bone marrow. Do y'all know bone marrow can help stomp out cancer? We can stomp out cancer without all the radiation and chemo. But if we don't educate in our community, we will not know. I've been trying to go person to person, individual to individual, handing pieces of paper out, trying to educate the community as much as I can. But if we don't start showing up and getting involved for these kids, I promise you, they're not going to have nothing. If we don't do something in the next 3 years, 4 years, what are we going to have? They're going to be done wiped out all kids between the ages of 16 to 25. We're not going to have nothing. A whole generation.
Got to get
They
that
trying to take
information
us
out.
50. Yeah, I'm trying. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get this information out. I need y'all help. I've been trying to share it on Facebook. I want y'all to tell y'all friends, y'all family. I need people to start getting involved. And if they see y'all coming along, they gonna come. They gonna come. Anybody who's willing to get a tattoo or a piercing, I need y'all to show up for these babies. It's no more painful, and it won't even take as long as a tattoo. I promise it won't take as long as a tattoo.
My brother's put his number in the chat room. Sean he said he'll be there Saturday. Or if you just call him, he'll be there. I'll remind you, Sean. I'll remind you Saturday morning.
Kevin, Kamar, I need y'all to come out.
That's a
Kevin,
complicated.
Kamar, Kevin, Kamar. I need y'all to come out.
I'm gonna be at an event.
Y'all been supporting me since the beginning. I need y'all to show. I need y'all to walk the walk with me. I need y'all. And when a woman is telling y'all that she needs y'all, I'm asking the kings that I know to step up for my son.
We're gonna try to put something together so we can show some support for you. Kamar, we gotta talk. We'll talk about it and we'll kind of.
Yeah, I need y'all to show
together.
up for my baby. Because like I said, his platelet count has went down even further. He's trying a new medicine. They're trying another medicine on him to see if they can sustain his blood a little bit longer, but he's more than likely going to need a transfusion. So I'm going to need people to really get involved in this movement because we need to save some kids. We really do. Some kids, some mothers, some aunts, some brothers. I mean, we got people dying of cancer because African Americans and minorities refuse to donate blood. We refuse to make sure that we are only 4% in the database downtown for donating anything. 4%. Do you know we losing people? People are being shot. People are in car accidents. Those people don't have no blood. The people that look like us that are dying in the street don't have the blood because we're not giving it.
So Tiarsha Arthur is correcting me because I read her comment wrong. I told y'all she stay on your heels when you mess up. She said, read my comment correctly. She said she donates to the blood center. She wants to know, does the blood center reach out to people? Because to let her know people are donating. So I guess she's saying, are they communicating to let you know that there are black people donating? So are
Yes,
they?
yes, I'm going off of numbers. I work with a team at the Blood Center downtown, along with the Neighborhood Center and Mount Zion Church. There's a team of 4 women that work together. So yes, we do have the correct numbers. We have the correct statistics. If you guys even go onto the Facebook page and look at the interview we did on Channel 4, they have the numbers. Okay. When it comes to African Americans, we do not have what we need because 46% of us carry the sickle cell trait. Just because we haven't gotten sick, that doesn't mean you can't pass it to your children or your grandchildren. Right. Like I'm saying, if we don't have these resources available, when you close your eyes, your grandkids ain't gonna have what they need. Your kids are not gonna have what they need. So we need to do something now. And if we don't, the resources are not gonna be there. We losing our babies every which way.
Yeah, we got a lot of fights, a lot of fronts to fight on. You got to pick and choose which one you're gonna be on. Um, we'll talk about what kind of support, how we can extend it, how we can make it even more visible.
We fighting for life. We fighting for life, saving lives.
Right.
We tired of hearing people dying every day. That's what I'm tired of. And yes, if you said this is a platform where everybody is welcome to speak about how they feel, that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of turning on the news and seeing babies die every day. When one mother loses, we all losing. I'm tired of that. I cry when I see these other kids on TV dying. I want to hold on to mine. It's very emotional. Yeah, it's a fight. We all are in survival mode. Like you said, how you feel when you walking outside every day and you got a gun? I don't have a gun, but I'm out here in the community still trying to have people try to do right. How do you think that makes me feel? I don't have no gun. I ain't no police. I ain't no man. I'm a woman out here still trying to do right by my community.
We try to get you some support for it. We'll see what we can come up with. We're gonna see
what
we can come up with. Yeah. We'll see what
I shouldn't be walking by myself in this community trying to spread the word.
Let me ask you this though. Now, is this like, because nationally, is there the possibility that some other blood center, maybe in a different state or a different place, would have what you need, and then you could go there? Or like, is it just that they're looking for donors in Milwaukee, or is it just a national database established for this?
It's a worldwide database. Okay. So worldwide, we don't have what we need. Worldwide is the problem. Worldwide, we're dying. Okay. I mean, you can't put it in. I mean, we talking about Uncle Toms and Sambos. What about these babies that's dying? We can't do nothing about them, but we can help the generations to come. We can, like you said, we got to pick a fight. I pick, let's save some lives. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
That's what my kids, I think our kids are worth fighting for. I need somebody else to feel the same way. My kids worth fighting for. I need other mothers, other fathers to say our kids are worth fighting for, because it may not be you today, but it could be you tomorrow. Who's to say you're not gonna wake up and somebody you know has this sickle cell, leukemia? Who's to say it can happen? It can happen to anybody, and you a fool. Anybody's a fool to think it can't happen to them. This stuff is touching close to home. People need to wake up.
I think for most black people, we all know. I've talked about many times. My mama died from diabetes. My dad died from diabetes and heart disease. I had a cousin who just recently perished due to sickle cell, and I know that most black people carry the trait. So a lot of us as well. It's another thing where we are desensitized because we've taken so many losses. So when black people hear about that, they say, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep pushing till it do come get me." But I do think that there's a need for at least the number to go up. And I'm skeptical myself about these doctors. I'm being honest. I don't like to do a lot of things unless my experiences with the hospital have not been good ones. But as I'm recovering from my own spinal surgery, our mobility has been affected in terms of how me and Kamara can get out in the community. Because believe me, there's a lot of places where we can go and represent, and our presence is welcomed in the city. People have invited us. The only thing holding us up is I'm not, I got a little bit more ways to go in terms of where my back is. But we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna figure something out to give you even more support than we've given you. But you've been on the news. You've been all over, so we're gonna continue to push your line, and hopefully some will be figured out. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm definitely gonna forward you Sean's information. You never know; it
Thank you.
might be the right one.
Thank you so much. And then I do also want to let you guys know, as of this week, I'll be able to do swabbing myself, so I'll be able to actually swab people for DNA samples to see if they are a match for my son myself. So I've been trained. I did my training this morning, so I'm getting my kit tomorrow, and I'll be able to do swabs myself at the
Well,
next drive.
I think that'll help a lot right there. You know what I mean? Being
Yeah,
able to do an on-site swab.
Okay.
yeah, we'll be
You
doing
know,
that.
because see, it's one thing to get a, you know what I mean, you could get people to help, but it's harder to get them to come somewhere. They take time
It
out
is.
their schedule. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think that's gonna help a lot that you had the swabs and you could do it yourself too,
But you
right
know, being a donor, Kamar, being a donor is a great responsibility too. So the type of people that I'm working with, we want to do that one on one and talk to people personally about being a donor anyway. So there, like you said, there's some education behind it. We just not all willy nilly just jumping into something we don't know nothing about. I've been on this journey with my baby. When I tell y'all for 3 years, it's been a long. I've learned a lot in 3 years. I'm not no doctor, but I've learned a lot in 3 years, and I want to share that with our community because we could be more helpful to each other than what we are.
I'm kind of thinking out loud, but we do have brother Jamu, who's going to do Heal the Hood coming back, and I was wondering if I could connect you to him because I know he's saying that they're full of they've got booths and they got vendors, but I was wondering if they could somehow assist you in maybe being able to just be down there and ask people if you know
Yes,
and inform people.
we
So
have we have pins, we have buttons, we have kits, we have a whole table set up.
yeah,
We have everything we need to do the swabbing ourselves. Once we do the swabbing, we send it out to New York, and then it goes to Germany, and it goes into a worldwide database. So, like you said, I'm not just looking in the United States. My son has been put in the worldwide database, and there is no donor that's
Are
on record.
y'all willing to put up a booth at Heal the Hood?
Yeah, I've been walking in the hood. Come on,
no, no,
No,
no,
you
no,
see me
no.
in
no,
the
no,
hood.
no, no, no,
Look.
no, no. Heal the Hood is a festival, a
It's an
neighborhood
Oh
event.
festival.
yes, yes, we would do that.
Okay, so we can
I would
connect you
love
with
to do. I would love to do an event.
Brother Jamu, who runs
Okay.
it.
Okay, I appreciate anything y'all can do for me. And like I said, to get the word out because we just need more people to get. Once people get the education on it, I promise y'all, it's no scarier than a tattoo or a piercing. I
I
promise y'all. Literally, and
I don't have either, so I'm like, no
you know
tattoo,
what?
no piercing. So
You know a lot of men that got their ears pierced, and you know a lot of people with body art.
I
We all know somebody.
I done broke bones though, so I'm familiar with pain. I just don't have a tattoo
Yeah.
or a piercing. So,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
it's not painful. It is not painful to save somebody else's life. Actually, it's more painful for the person who's receiving the donation, and that's what I'm trying to let you guys know. It's more dangerous for my son receiving somebody else's bone marrow because his body can choose to reject it or accept it, and then he would have to do chemo and radiation. So his body is going to be weak. He's going to be the one in danger, not the person who's trying to give him bone marrow. My son's going to be in danger. He is in danger now. So that's what I want people to understand. The donor is not in danger. The person receiving, their body can reject it. And that means what?
right.
That's what I'm saying. We got to educate. We have to educate each other. We have to. It's going to take my community, like I said, to save my baby life. And I need y'all. I really need y'all.
We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do
All
to
right.
help you
Thank
out.
y'all.
All right, peace and
Great
love.
show.
Thank you, thank
Love.
you. Peace and
Bye-bye.
love, sister. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot. Once again, there's a lot of causes, a lot of fronts to fight on in the community,
Yeah,
man.
man.
If y'all want to support that sister, reach out to her. Erica Hunt said she would give blood if it was guaranteed it would go to her child and not a kid in the suburb. But that's one of those things with black people. We just trust. Like we'd be like, I don't know where that shit going. Like, that's where we at with it. It'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Right.
almost
Because that's another thing. You know what I mean? That's another thing that black people worried about. It's a whole lot of reasons why black people scared to donate. It ain't just the pain.
right.
We don't know what they doing with that shit. We skeptical of the whole demonstration of what these people doing.
That's right. That's right. We'll see what we can do to help the sister because I definitely hate to hear, and I know it's a problem in our community.
Yeah.
We have a lot of babies who
I
suffer.
mean, it's a big ass problem, man. Just think about just driving around now. Honestly, 10 years ago, no, I'll say maybe 12 years ago. 12 years ago, you didn't see as many like plasma centers and in a mile radius, it's at least one plasma center where people go to get transfusions and it's like, damn, what's going on? In the last 10 years, people kidneys is just checking out and shit to where like it's so many blood centers now in the hood. So it's a big ass problem. But this war ain't just the violence, the disparity or poverty. It's also the fact that hell, a lot of our food is illegal in 20 something other countries. Like the same shit. Let's take a box of Fruit Loops. That motherfucking red 40 and all that other shit, it's illegal. Ketchup is illegal to sell. So we got to look at the bigger picture. And I'm not saying everything is nutrition, but I was just having a talk today with somebody, just letting them know a lot of our shit it comes from the fact that we're high calorie, low nutrition. So there's a lot of us that's obese, but still starving to death because although we bigger because we high caloric, we still ain't getting the nutrients we need from the food we eat. So we gonna stay hungry and it become a vicious cycle until your kidneys go out, until your pancreas go out and shit like that.
Well,
Right.
Erica Hunt's saying that there's a difference from the blood center and plasma center. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it is. So, but it's
Well, I
kind of
mean the
all.
dialysis clinics. I guess I should say that better. The dialysis clinics.
But you're right. I mean, a lot of the stuff that high fructose corn syrup. Is that how you say
Man,
it? Kamar used to laugh.
high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
What
I said,
Huey on the
high
Boondocks
fructose.
call it? The white man's
Right.
poison.
It's a bunch of supplements when they say we're gonna give you substitute sugar, and that shit is carcinogen. So, yeah, definitely the things we consume because of mass production. You got a large
Mm-hmm.
population, you got to produce food, and you got to produce it fast.
We just hit on so many fronts, man.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. I want to show support. It's a lot of places. I wish we could take Outlaw Radio right now. That it's gonna have to hold off for a few months until I can get. I don't you motherfucker run up on me. I might have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm still from the north side. I don't know. I just, I need to feel a little bit more secure in my lateral movements before But I mean, it's so far away from where it started at when I was basically chair bound. Like, damn, what happened to my
Hey,
legs?
hey,
But I mean, I'm making moves.
progress is progress, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Progress.
Hey, listen, man. I have a new appreciation of life. So when I hear about somebody, because I deal with the high blood pressure and all that stuff, that's a
Yeah.
generational curse for me. Like that runs in my family. So most of my relatives who have perished, that's what they've perished from, right? Like, so it's one of
Y'all
them
eat
things
the
I don't
same
really
shit.
understand.
Right.
Same.
It
Well,
ain't
you
the
know
Y'all
fact
what?
eat
that
the
it runs
same
the
shit.
family. It's
Well,
the
we actually don't. We
Okay.
don't because generationally, the diet that most of my family ate was like a southern diet. It was pork, a lot of fried foods. My wife supervises that. Like we don't really consume. Now, when I do eat bullshit, she be right
Yeah,
at me. Like,
but it was set off early in life.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it ain't never too. You got to change sooner or later. But I would say we don't generationally. We don't. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for my cousins what they kids eat, so I don't want to say that because they probably eating some fried chicken now. But I'm saying in my family, my wife is always adamant about trying to monitor what we
yeah.
taking in. You eating too much sugar. You ain't supposed to eat that. And I be on some bullshit sometimes. With because I
I
like
feel you.
meat. I like beef and steak. So I'm gonna eat. Wait, I said I like meat. Pause.
Yeah.
I told you I ain't with that bullshit. I ain't with that. No, I mean, I like steak. I like to grill. Like I love to turn the grill on. So, but yeah, it's definitely I could use some direction in my diet. Um, Erica Hunt said they pay almost $500 a month for plasma. Wow.
God damn.
Right. Right. Well, everybody light bulb came on when she said that. Like, what?
I mean,
Inflation going, you don't need to do it.
unfortunately though, just when you think of human nature, there's a study that showed that unfortunately, it's hard to compel people into doing what's right, and most people only move on self-interest. So you
Mhm.
kind of gotta incentivize shit,
Right.
because at the end of the day, people always gonna think about what's in it for me. And I mean, it may sound fucked up, but it's just psychology. So you have to find a way to spin it to show people the value and what they get out of doing something for somebody else.
That's right. You know what? We're gonna be back Wednesday night. That's what I'm saying. I need for this is a good thing because it's all about making connections, right? And I'm still like my mind is still leaning towards this one nation movement that I've been thinking about. And I don't want to really give details because I know brothers be jotting and shit and just taking too many things we said or done have popped up in other places. I'm just saying it's a coincidence, right? Never heard them before we put it in the air. So I'm still I'm still on trying to do something with the one nation intentional solidarity. T.R. Arthur said we eat a lot of greens, cabbage, and broccoli in her house.
Best thing
And
to
even
eat.
growing up, she said she ate it. You know what? My mom was the oldest of 13 kids. And so she cooked for our family of 4, like she was still cooking for 13 people. And my mother was old school Mississippi, which is part of the reason, it contributed to her demise. But yeah, I grew up eating it was fried. That's what it was, put that and she cooked in lard. So it wasn't even no vegetable oil, none of that. It was like, hey, but damn, that food was so good. Moms, listen, Thanksgiving ain't never been the same. But we do need to make some fundamental changes, all of us in the way. And I'm not telling people because I'm not ready for the vegetarian walk, but I will say I can see the benefit of reducing some of the meat that we do eat because I will tear a burger's ass sideways, right? Like, I'm still on that. Like I'll still slap a steak on a plate and cut it up, right? Like so a lot of us just need to monitor what we're doing, right? And it's all kinds of bad habits that you can have that we have out here that we want to ignore some and talk about somebody else for not doing one, but you doing the other one.
Right,
We all got some. All
right.
of us,
A
right?
lot of people be thinking because they vegan, like I was vegan for 2 years, and honestly, I look back, that I got down from like 352 to 225, but
Damn.
then yeah, G. So it's in the book. It's in the book. But honestly, what fucks me up a lot, because even now, I eat chicken and fish. But it's the pastas and shit. Well, and that comes with the education. We don't realize that when you fuck with them carbs like pasta and rice, your body metabolizes it into sugar. So
Right.
sometimes we'll be gaining weight. Like I'll be like, damn, what the fuck? I done cut this meat. But I used to love, like, nah, not used to love. I still love pasta. I still love rice and popcorn and shit. But now I got to scale it back again. Cause like I said, man, I'm a year shy of 40. I've been big all my life, so I got to be more mindful of the toll it could have took on my body. So I'm coming back down.
Oh yeah, it's
But
coming.
yeah,
Oh, it's coming. Jody on the way, bro. Trust me. Listen. I've paid for years of reckless living. Trust me. But no, man. So look, I did want to say this because I told Kamar, Erica Hunt said when I started cutting things out my dietary needs, I realized I didn't know how to really cook. But she said I can cook that meat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kamar told me a long time ago, Kevin, ain't the meat that you love, it's the seasoning. That's what you addicted to.
It
So
is.
The 11
The
herbs
meat, the
and
meat, hey, the
spices.
meat that tastes horrible without the vegetables.
Without the herbs and
right.
spices.
Marsha L. Thaddeson is the book, Healing in the Kitchen, right? If y'all want this book, I can probably still hook you up with that sister. I haven't spoken with her in years, but she came on the show one time and she blessed me with this book, sister at Georgia actually, and she talks about all the traditional healing foods and the way we used to use food to when we didn't have access to high quality medical facilities. So Healing in the Kitchen, Marsha L. Thaddeson. If y'all get it, holler at me.
Well, your food is your medicine. They like to ascribe that quote to Hippocrates, but Hippocrates actually went to Kemet or Egypt to be taught that shit. And
That's
medicine
right.
is food. That's
That's
why
right.
when they portray witches and shit, they were always women with pots, because the woman who was the preparer of the food, she learned the attributes of the food as she prepared it. So she knew if you had the sniffles, hit you with some onions and garlic type shit.
Mm.
So food is medicine, and that's what happened. We let them start giving the shit out the lab instead of getting our diet balanced.
Yeah,
And T.R.
he learned from Imhotep.
Right,
He learned
exactly.
from Imhotep.
Yep.
He was called the father of medicine, but Imhotep was the god of medicine.
Exactly.
He was the first surgeon. He was the first person, the first one to know about the human body. You know what I mean? The organs
Right.
and how they work,
Right.
where everything is, and all that shit.
Hell yeah. They had pregnancy tests and birth control back in ancient Kemet, man. They could tell you what gender your baby was by you pissing on some wheat and shit.
Uh, God damn.
They was ahead of their time, man. And they don't teach us this shit because it'll shine it like, dude, once we get a
Hey,
sense of pride, it will change how we fucking act and treat each other. That's why I
yeah,
try to teach people about
yeah,
Anthony Browder. Go look up Anthony
yeah.
Browder, look up Dr. Kaba Kamene, shit like that.
Mm. Tiasha Arthur said her daddy was from Alabama and her mom was from Louisiana. She said her daughter eats strictly vegetables, but she does eat fish and sometimes shrimp. Now, listen, there are a lot of black people who have. Listen, I know for a fact that there are a lot of black people who've changed the direction, the dietary direction, because we were.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a child of Southern parents like myself, the things that these folks call Southern soul food, and it's a delicacy now. That was everyday food in our house, right? Like, so my mama fried 2 chickens, 3 chickens. It was only 4 of us: my dad, her, and my brother, and myself. But my mother also had enough food so that other people, because she was good about feeding other people. So I always
Right,
had a lot of relatives who were in and out the house to say, "Hey, Nina, you didn't cook, and go and sit down and get you a plate and leave with a to-go bowl." And
right.
like that. But yeah, once again I applaud my wife because I'm a horrible pupil. Always have been. Like, I was always the little dude in the class who was gonna do something to get in trouble. I'm a bad student, and my wife be trying to help me, and I still be on that bullshit. Like, the double, give me a double with cheese, and she just looking at me like, "No, you ain't supposed to be eating that." And I be looking at her like, "I gotta live," right? But I want to make an effort, man, to try to reduce some of it because I don't want to totally get rid of red meat. But I do like, I like salads, to be honest with you. I do like salads, and so I'd like to increase the amount of. But the thing is, you can't really trust some of the vegetables that you get out of the store because
Well,
it's
you
supposed.
can't trust the meat either, Kev.
Well, I mean, well, that's
But
what
you
I'm
know the
saying.
salad is better for you.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. Who do you trust? Because it's
Well, did you
Monsanto.
hear that? Did you hear the logic I just said?
No, I didn't hear what you said. I was talking.
I said you can't trust the meat either.
No,
But
I
you
heard.
already know. Listen. But you already know the salad is good for you.
Not necessarily because I
Oh,
don't
I
know what
would
it's.
rather eat. Listen, Kev. We already know meat is bad for you. This is why we saying I
I don't
think I
think it's
want to
bad
cut
for
back
you.
on the meat,
I,
right?
I don't think it's bad for you. I
You
think
in
it's too much
denial,
of it
Kev.
is.
I'm gonna let you talk. You in denial.
No, I don't think it's.
You ain't
I don't.
trying. You ain't trying to hear what I'm saying. I'm gonna
I
let
don't
you
think
talk.
it's. I don't think it's bad to eat meat. I think too much of it is bad. Like, because I feel like with the shit they spraying on these, how are they growing these vegetables, these
Yeah,
hothouse
you keep
tomatoes?
saying that, Kev. You keep saying that. But what about all the diseases and bullshit that's coming from the meat?
I
The
see
bird
motherfuckers.
flu, swine flu, and all that shit. You know what I
I
mean?
see. I
The
see
shit they getting from
vegetarians
the meat.
dying too, though.
All I'm
I ain't-
saying, Kev, all I'm saying is bullshit going with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do know is fruits and vegetables are designed for our bodies better.
I don't know that for a fact.
Okay, you don't have to. I mean, but see, and that's the thing, right, with black people. You know what I mean?
They tell me
No,
shit.
no,
I'm not
I
trying to
don't
hear
know
it.
that for a
Right.
fact.
I don't know that for a fact. Nobody's know. I don't. That's not been proven, right? Like, I don't. I don't know about. I don't know about all these things you speak of. I'm not ready to give up baby back ribs yet, and I don't eat them. I don't eat
Hey,
them
and
often.
see, but Kel, I never told you to give up nothing.
Right.
Always tell you to add something good.
Right. Yeah. I need.
Mm.
I'm no. I can openly admit that I eat like a garbage dumpster a lot of times. I'm
Right.
all. I ain't gonna be out here fronting like because I know black people like to feel like they part of the whole. Come on, right? That's why I eat nothing but ashes and raised organic guava fruit. They ask, no, they be lying. I seen you coming out of McDonald's eating fries out the bag with a cheeseburger. Like, I just be honest with yourself. You can't fix it until you admit it. So
Right.
you will hear me. I will, man. Listen. If I got some bread and it's hot outside and I got access to some steak, I'm throwing it on the grill. I will. I'll eat a salad with it, but I'm gonna enjoy that shit. That cow is still a part of my my diet. Let's see what we got in the chat room. Erica Hunt said that'd be a great gift. Um, T.R. Arthur said my dad cut the pork out. He fed us strictly beef. The only time I had pork was going over to my auntie's house, Kevin. They just killed 200 chickens in Jefferson County because they had bird flu. Right, but people saying, "Well, I don't eat red meat. I only eat chicken and fish. Fish got mercury in them." So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
y'all not no better than me, right?
But
Like,
that's what I'm. That's all I'm saying, Kev. Is like it's
Mm-hmm.
shit wrong with everything, man. So I'm
Right.
just gonna go with the best option. And I
you
ain't
get
telling
down to it.
nobody what to do. I'm just saying this is my logic.
You get
Mm-hmm.
down to it, and dudes that don't eat fruit with seeds, don't eat vegetables without. Listen, I ain't got time for all that shit, man. Let me get a Big Mac.
Well, okay, hey, well, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Why would you want fruits with seeds? With
Right.
no seeds, you know what I mean? Like fruit supposed to have seeds in it, man. It's a real plant, right? Like, this is what I think, right? I think they create fruit with no seeds to fuck up our seeds.
Okay.
You
Mm-hmm.
are what you eat. You know what I mean? If you eating fruit with no seeds, you know what I mean? I believe in the future, somewhere down the line, it's gonna start fucking up our seeds.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it does. I mean, maybe that's why a lot of kids are born with these chemical imbalances that create these kind of cognitive
Most definitely.
functions, right? So, I mean, you don't know. We don't know. A lot of cats is taking in stuff and then impregnating somebody, and the sperm is full of whatever,
I mean, but
lead,
that's
pills,
real
perps,
though. That's
weed, all
real.
kinds of shit, red meat, all kinds of that we breathing in pollution every day. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's no safe. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Let me see we got it because I did want to talk to you. I told Kamar that I was going to. I love hip hop, right? I want to say this before we
Yeah.
go. I love hip hop. Hip hop is. I know people. You too old. You too old. Too old. Whatever. Whatever. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to Kendrick Lamar because I feel like Kendrick Lamar. There's been a lot of pressure put on him to kind of carry the banner of what hip hop should be. Because right now, when we listen at the music, listen to the music, we watch the videos, we watch the programs, it's like that's bullshit. That's not even based on what we liked or what we thought it would be. Shout out to Dre Day in the chat room. He said seedless fruits are sterile. Well, so he agrees. It's there to mess up our seeds. Um, Tiasha Arthur said, Kamar, how come some of the vegans are chunky and they eat nothing but vegetables?
Well, it's just what we just said. We
Is
just addressed that. You know what I
is
mean?
I
Real just
mean,
said it. You
honey
know what I mean? It's
buns
all
are vegan.
pastas and sugar.
Honey buns are vegan, G. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. A lot of vegans,
Oreos are vegan.
right? A lot of people think that because it's vegan or like man, some of the worst shit you can put in your body is that Beyond shit. Like, but they be like, oh, it's vegan. You know that shit made in the lab. They have to put a laxative in it because it no longer has the vegetable fiber and shit to move it through your intestines.
So what is
So,
this?
like,
The
just like
Beyond
them,
Meat, fake
well,
meat and shit.
just
Oh,
the
okay.
fake meats and shit. Like, I can't single them out and shit, but
Right.
I ain't got the bread for motherfuckers to be trying to hit me with no list.
No,
But
no, you good. They about us.
some of these fake meats and shit, they say started from a plant. Shit, cocaine start from a plant, and in the coca leaf form
Right,
is used heavily by indigenous people beneficially.
right.
But whenever man get to fucking with shit, it ceases to be something that God made, and our body is only used to assimilating shit that God made.
Right.
So
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something that we've been eating all our life. That's the same thing like that. Cereal.
exactly, genetically modified grains hit with all kind of sugars and fake ass food colors. I tell people weed is safer than children's breakfast cereal
They
because
gave
it
away
legit
good
is.
prizes. They gave away good toys though.
That's the incentive, man. Like
Put
I
a
said,
whole damn box out in the bowl to
you
get the little
gotta
prize out there.
incentivize, and unfortunately, we've been swindled into killing ourselves.
Hmm. Deep. Y'all going deep tonight. Y'all killing me tonight. Now I'm gonna feel guilty when I eat my next double whopper. I'm still gonna eat it though.
Enjoy it, man. And if you do fuck with me, just make sure it's grass fed and free range.
I
You
ain't
know
gonna
what
even
I'm
lie
saying?
to you. I ain't gonna even lie to you though. I had a conversation with my doctor, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like you got blood pressure that you really need to monitor. It's a serious thing for you. It runs in your family. And so I said to him, I said, okay, doc, and I had this conversation because my wife was giving me the business because I don't be following, And
Mm-hmm.
so he says to me, he said, you know what? Sometimes the feeling of being happy, the feeling of being satisfied is more healthy than any medication or any kind of diet. So he said, if it makes you feel good sometimes to be able to eat a steak or to eat a burger or whatever you want to eat, if it makes you feel good, it's worth doing because it's going to keep you going. Maybe it'll take a couple days or a couple hours away from you, but at the end of the day, you're never going to really know anyways because there's really nothing to really tell you. Well, unless you overconsume, that is going to kill you. So be happy was what he told me. So I don't know. I'm using that as an excuse to eat like double cheese.
Hey, do
Right,
your thing, man.
right. Get a GoFundMe account though, right? Right. Right. But no, I want to speak on the Kendrick Lamar joint. Now I listened to the whole album. First of all, I listened to the single with the Marvin Gaye sample. I dig Kendrick's perspective. I dig what Kendrick is saying. I dig the creativity. But I'm a hip hop head. At the end of the day, I want some boom bap. I want some head. I want some funk in there. You're a West Coast artist. Once again, this is my opinion of it. And I think what he did is needed because I think hip hop needs a change. And I think right now, when you look at what's happening with the youngsters who are following the music, the youngsters who now are even making the music, like rappers' lifespans have been tremendously reduced. So I think what he did was needed. But in terms of what I'm gonna put into my deck and ride to, won't, I wasn't really feeling it. So I would get, but just because it was creative and there's a lot of good messages in what he's saying, I feel like I'll still give him about a 7.5 or an 8. But I don't think it's the magnum opus that I was looking for from him.
Hey, I don't think he was looking for that when he made it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think he was really looking for us to ride around with banging it in our trunk. I don't, because a lot of his latest albums, his last albums ain't been like that.
Okay.
But you look at the first few, he did that. You know what I mean? And usually with artists, you know what I mean, a lot of the time they evolve to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? To be the vision that they had. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where he at. You know what I mean? He had a place in his career where he could say what the fuck he want to say, really.
Right.
And talk about what he want to talk about, open some eyes, make people think, you know what I'm saying? He could be political, you know what I'm saying? He could do whatever he want to do. And I think that's the angle that he was trying to come at. Because, he addressed it a lot of the shit that we got going on in our communities too. In our community, like trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit, man, that's going on in the community. The LGBT shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he addressed a lot that's going on, and I think that was the angle he was looking for.
Okay, so
and my bad, but and on that note, that shit was hard as fuck. Because you know what I mean? To be able to put that shits in words like he did, god damn.
He's a hell of a lyricist. He's a rapper.
Right.
My goodness. His flow is unquestionable.
Man.
For me, it's been a lot. I look at rap, I look at hip hop as it's 50% content, 50% sonic energy. So like for me, the backdrop for it has always been very important because my ear has to kind of get that kind of thing in order for me to take in the message. And I might have to go back and listen to it. And I'm not saying it's not consumable. I'm saying it's a very serious album. It has
very
a lot
serious.
It has a lot of messages. Like you sitting there and you're like, damn, okay, damn, okay. It ain't really no let back moment where you're like, oh shit.
I mean, man, he put some cold perspectives on shit, man.
Yeah, he always got a cold ass perspective, and his lyrics are honestly Kendrick Lamar. I respect him as a lyricist. Is he somebody I play a lot? No. It seemed like with Kendrick, you either gonna find like I'm glad you was in the middle because I usually don't see people in the middle. Usually they full blown haters or full blown dick riders. I never see anybody just in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hold on. You trying to call me a hater and a dick rider? A hating dick rider?
Not a compliment. No. You said it was a hate. You know, you was able to say I like it, but it ain't some shit. Just like me. Like the shit was witty as fuck. But honestly, after I got done listening to his Marvin Gaye sample, I was like, okay, now I got to hear the Marvin Gaye sample that I like.
Okay.
And then I cut on Pray to P, I Want You, because I need I need bass. I need, me. I've always been one of the people. I respect lyricism, but for me, my hierarchy has always been beat, delivery, and then lyrics. I
Right.
want a knocking ass beat. I want your delivery not to throw off the rhythm of the beat. And if you say some witty shit, hey, I'm cool with it. But just handle them first too. So I respect him as a lyricist. He is dope as fuck. Is he somebody I will put in my car? Nah, not really. Not since that,
Hey, with
I'm a
me,
crit person. I'm a pimp C. I need that organ and
with me,
tambourine.
I got moods.
Oh, I feel you. Right.
I got moods. You know what I'm saying? Sometime I want to listen to some music that's gonna make me think. You know what
Get
I mean?
right.
Like I get on the highway. You know what I mean? I like to
Okay.
hear motherfucker talk about something
Okay.
while I'm
Yeah.
riding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm hearing shit what I ain't heard before, and I'm like, ooh, and you know what I'm saying?
Right,
All that
right.
type of shit.
I
You know what
feel
I
you.
mean? But then I may get in my mode where it's like, yeah, I'm back in my old school and I'm riding like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
UGK, 8 Ball, and MJG, them, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I have my mode, you know what I mean? And
I
like
feel
when
you.
I'm in that mode, that's an album that I could jump on.
I
Like I
feel you.
said, it probably ain't it ain't nothing that I would just bump in my car on a regular, but when I'm in that mood and I'm riding, yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's definitely something that I wouldn't say. Like I said, I'm not saying it's non-consumable. I'm not saying it's not
Right,
you couldn't listen
right,
to it. You're
Right.
not gonna listen to it for the
right,
most part and be disgusted by it. Like this bullshit, but
Right.
it's
right.
also not the album that's gonna get you up like, hey, put this on when I'm it's more
Right.
like, okay, I'm in a certain mood, I'm feeling a certain kind of way. It's like listening to jazz music. Jazz is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
mood-based music. Like you kinda
Yeah.
you get in a mood where jazz is really, it becomes a real instrument for you. So, but no, I think once again, I think hip hop has to grow up. And I think that a move in that direction of the good thing is Kendrick doesn't need us in the hood to buy his music anymore.
Right.
He's
Right.
taken it to the level where he's a global star. So he's gonna move, he's gonna be able to tour and go to music festivals and still throw in the shit that we like and have this shit until we get to the point where we want to catch up to it. So he doesn't really need us to, and I don't think at this point record sales is something that he's worried about. Like I don't think he's like,
Right.
damn, I gotta go gold. I think he's like, nah, but I'm just it's important for me. Like Kamar said, a lot of artists do this. No matter you name your favorite artist, normally there's a point that you get to if you listen to their music where it's not what drew you in. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because even look at how Prince really went off into a whole different direction creatively. He
Yeah.
didn't do When Doves Cry Forever. He didn't do
Right.
Even Kanye.
yeah, right.
Even
So
Kanye.
Right.
Kanye went way left for a minute.
yeah, a little bit looked like it might be too left.
I mean, he even went gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like,
Right. That ain't the answer, Sway. Yeah, come on, man. Kanye still
Shit.
got some good beats though. I still love his music. I just think he's a weirdo, right? Shout out to the weirdos out there. Listen, man, I have too much fun every time I get to rocking with y'all, and that's 9:47. Right? We started at 7:30, right? Time flies when you're talking shit and swallowing
Right.
spit. But I just want you, I hope you heard something on here that moves you. I hope you heard something that gets you mobilized and up on your feet. Kamar, what you got going this week? Because I know normally you're at Meatless Mondays, you're reorganizing, putting some new bricks into the foundation. What you got going this week?
shit, what I got going on? I know I got something going on Saturday. It may be Friday and Saturday. I got to look at my calendar, man. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, okay. Tiasha Arthur said no one will ever outdo her hubby, Ice Cube. Listen, once again, he not my husband or nothing, but when Cube got to the point where he wanted to mix consciousness with the real hip hop, you get Death Certificate, you get the Lethal Injection, you get the Predator, you get these albums that look at Outkast, look at the Dungeon Family with the Goody Mob, and they were able to put this
Mm-hmm.
socially conscious information in there and wrap it up with some funk and had your
Right.
head popping while you say, oh, I think Rail referenced one of my favorite songs, In Due Time. I
Man, ain't that shit?
when CeeLo gives this verse about it, just prayer without
Right.
activity, without I'm just gonna pray and hope everything get better. No, you still got to get up and get out and do your best and try to put your best foot forward. So see, that is the school I'm from. So
Right.
when I thought this Kendrick album was gonna be a little bit more organic, it was more jazzy, it was more kind of heavy. It wasn't as organic. It didn't flow. Like I
Mhm.
still get when I get in the mood, I can still listen to a Parliament song from an album that was made 5 years before I was born and hear something different. Like I never noticed that before. Let me go back and listen at that. So my ears are trained to that kind of music. So I'm really critical. That's why I call myself the hip hop snob. But one thing I will say is shout out to
Mhm.
Kendrick Lamar. At least he ain't pushing the same bullshit ass narrative to our kids. At least
Right.
he's not selling this stupid hypersexuality and this self-destructive behavior. The fact that he has enough courage to really stand on his own and say, "Nah, I'm gonna do something that's positive, that's gonna give some upliftment." If you're not, maybe you're not sophisticated enough to receive the message, but you're gonna have to catch up.
Right.
Real, what you got going this week, man?
Oh shit, I'm on vacation. I plan on utilizing my vacation wisely because man, it felt good as hell yesterday. I could actually enjoy my Sunday, not having to worry about getting up and going to work on Monday. So I want to feel that shit every day, man. So this
God
week,
damn.
this
That's a
week,
good feeling,
man,
man.
yeah, I got a taste of it, and I want it for the rest of my life. So this
I
week,
want
I
it back.
I think I'm gonna slide down on some of these stores like a personality and the apothecary to see if I can actually get like my books in there. So then I can
Mhm.
start advertising my shit on the radio and the Red Book, and they have local locations that they can get it instead of just sliding down on me.
Right. Well, it's all about getting better, man. It's all about
For
doing
sure.
better. Tiarsha, you got too many husbands. She said Prince. Don't start talking about her husband Prince. Prince and Cube fighting over you. This
He,
gonna be a hell
he
of
the greatest of all time, man.
a.
Prince is just in his own. You can't
She
even put him in no category.
she said it's you on vacation, real playing around walking around walking naked.
Man, you know what? If look, one of my kids is out of school already,
Oh,
or she was out of school today or something. I don't know what's going on with that shit, man. But they out of school too much. But yeah, I got too many kids to walk around how I want to walk around.
uh-oh.
So I let my lady do that. They used to seeing her like that and shit.
Oh Lord, Lord, Lord. Your home is becoming more and more interesting every episode we show, right?
Hey man, I need to go ahead and get some footage going and start a like Run's house type shit and start getting paid for this shit.
Oh my goodness. The hip hop hippie. Hey, make sure we get I need in on that. I needs my paper, right?
For
Listen, y'all.
sure.
I want y'all to understand, man, there's a lot going on in the community. And we don't one thing about my show is we're not that presumptuous. Like, right? We all understand we all just regular dudes, right? Nobody
Hmm.
on here promotes themselves as the next X-Man. Like I got enough power in my finger to level a city block. But I just think we got more power because we're unified. It gives us all more strength because we're unified. And where one person is short at, the other person is strong at. And that's called chemistry and that's called being having solidarity. And this is what we need in the community. But we do have to start asking ourselves. We ask these questions on Outlaw Radio. When is enough enough? We've said this many times. We've talked about the attitude in the community, the dark cloud that's over our city, the sense of contempt that we have for us amongst us. And it's like, okay, even when you get focused and say, I want to do something positive, I want to exist as a resource for my people, there's always an element that's willing to try to bring you down a notch. They exist to screw up your day, right? Habitual line steppers. And so we got to start trying to alienate these individuals. Like some of us got to really start telling our people, hey man, that ain't cool. Dog, you can't ride with me with that, dog. Or no, we ain't riding like that, cuz we ain't finna do that. We got to start making it unpopular to be dysfunctional. My point about the young people earlier that I noticed is that they were really happy that this was going down. It was like they were totally at home amidst that chaos that was going on down there. If you
Hmm.
watch the video, there's some people running. Most of those people was white people, and then there's some black people who will get a little on your ass too. They play no games. But there's a lot of young people who felt no sense of urgency nor panic, weren't even concerned. It was actually standing there holding the phone, like, oh yeah, the young girls on top of the cars twerking, the kid boys flying through traffic on the wrong side of the street. There's a sense of dysfunction that our young people are being really infected with. And I want to kind of help them because I know we in my generation represent a lost generation because crack decimated our community during our youth and it damaged us. Look at us today. It damaged us, right? And so I hate to see this generation have to go through the same thing. But unfortunately, some things are not avoidable. And even Marcus Garvey said, some of y'all ain't no good in America, so you can't go back to Africa with us. I said that to say some of your asses ain't gonna be on the boat. You're gonna be left behind. And gentrification is coming, whether you like it or not. You better get your money right and get your mind right because it's coming. And as long as we don't stand up and get out and vote and put people in office who are actually gonna work for us instead of against us, we doomed to go through this, right? So it is what it is. Peace and love. Nobody's trying to tell you what to think. We only tell you to think. My brothers, I've had too much fun with y'all, man. It's time for me to go eat some tacos with some real ground beef in them.
Yeah, for
I just
sure,
finished
G.
before I got up out of here.
You finna go up there. It's gonna be some turkey burgers.
My wife cooked turkey. She did
See what
turkey.
I'm saying?
She did turkey. She does
Yeah.
turkey. It's her all
Hey, listen, man, and that's all I ask, man. Just upgrade. That's all.
That's
Yeah.
right, man. Ain't
Wherever
nothing
you
wrong.
at, just do an upgrade. You ain't never you ain't never there, so just do an upgrade.
Right, right.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Y'all hit us up, man. Let's do some business. Let's get some money together. Let us promote you, and you can promote us, and we can have a good situation going on, man. But if you that type of person sitting around talking about what this is and who done that and how you ain't gonna fuck with them people and them people need to be ashamed of themselves and you feel no sense of inclusion, then eventually whatever it is you pointing your finger at is gonna find its way up to your door, right? Like you can't keep looking out the window. So I said that to say, if your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution, your ass is a motherfucking coon. Thought I wasn't gonna get it in. I see y'all Wednesday night, man. Tune into the Big Black Sports Show tomorrow night, man. Peace and love.
For
Peace.
sure, G.